Hey, hello everybody. Welcome to the most important date in the calendar. Forget Christmas, forget Thanksgiving and all that stuff. This is the most important date of the second half of the year, of course. It's the League of Dracula 2025. There we go. Grand final, game number 1 between RToWin and Pizzawizard. We started a little bit early because we wanted to do a bit of preview, but then again we started late, so I guess we're kind of sort of early. Anywho, with me, thanks for subscribing. Oh yeah, I give him. Yeah, that's also true. If we start early, that's 15 minutes to get all of the hype and stuff out of the way. But thank you for the sub.
Also,
Also, nice, good message. Anywho, with me for this game, first of all, representing the European side of the community, is this year's quarterfinalist, and I said in the draw for the tournament, always the bridesmaid, but never the bride, unfortunately. This year was not his year, but maybe next year it might be. It's Mr. Green.
Hey, it's fun to be here. Yeah, I always come short of the finish line.
What
Seems
do you
I
have
don't
to
have really.
do? What do you have to? You just don't. You just got to avoid Pizzawizard, basically.
It seems I really maybe people I got to bad nerves when it comes to really important games.
You're almost there. You're almost there. We'll talk about it in a second. When we talk about the two finalists, we'll talk about that because obviously that was a very important quarterfinal between you two. But welcome in. And also representing the American side of the pond, not a tournament participant, but we hold out hope that one day he'll dip into the ring and probably will thrash us all. We'll have to see. Is my Keeping You Company podcast co-host. It's a Rukamania.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here in a non-podcast setting. Fun to be co-commentating some Fury of Dracula. I've been missing the commentary aspect. I haven't been missing tournament play, even though I've never done it. But you never know. You never know what might happen. I doubt if I joined a tournament I would thrash anybody, but it's fun to be here nonetheless. Thank you for having me.
Well, welcome both of you, and welcome to everybody in the chat. Obviously, if you're watching this back on YouTube, hello, everyone on Twitch. Feel free to say hi to the folks on YouTube. We got in the chat. We got Anna, we got Fangs, of course. Gyro is here, who should be working. So why aren't you working, Gyro? Determinator, Anna, and that's it. And hopefully others will. And it says there are 9 people watching, so there's some people who've been a bit quiet in chat. So come on, say hi in the chat. Let's get some hype going. So we started a bit early for a couple of reasons. Firstly, so I can get some ads done. So that means that we can hopefully watch the entire game ad-free, fingers crossed. But also we can have a little bit of a preview of the two finalists. Obviously, if you're watching this back on YouTube and you want to skip this, you can skip this, up to you. But yeah, let's. I was hoping for half an hour of discussion, but we've only got about 10 minutes, but that's fine. Maybe the two players will join us. I'm not sure. We'll find out in due course. But anyway, let's talk about, obviously, just let's do a very, very quick sort of review. I mean, Mr. Green especially, because you're in the tournament. How was the tournament this year and everything?
Well, yeah, I really like this format that you have this year because yeah, Swish format that you get to play a lot of people instead of just a smaller group. And I was supposed to be training up during the pre-knockout, but I don't think I trained enough apparently.
Almost. I mean, as I said, you made it to the quarterfinal, and you're like a hair's width away from making it.
Yes.
Oh, hello, RToWin. You're gonna have to disappear at some point, but that's fine. And Hilbert's here, brother of RToWin. Welcome in. You got the RToWin fan club forming. That's very good. Nice. You're welcome in. Yeah, RToWin. Maybe just before kickoff, if you want to come in for a chat, you can. And same with Pizzawizard. If you don't want to, that's fine. You don't have to at all. And yeah, obviously, Aruk, have you been able to catch most of the tournament? I know you've been really busy because you're hoping to do some commentary, and then it hasn't quite transpired until now. So like, but from the bits of the tournament that you have seen, what have you made? What have you thought of it all?
Oh, it's been very exciting. So like, the weird thing is I've been busy, like often specifically around tournament game times where it's like, okay, I'd like to cover this, or I'll see something, be like, maybe I can cover that, and then I get something that comes in, it's like, nope, and then I have other time later, and it's like, okay, well now I can catch up a little bit. I haven't caught up on all the videos, But I've been pretty regularly following Pizzawizard's channel. I was talking a little bit about this before Scott Sword arrived, but with Mr. Green and Fangs of Fire had jumped on. But in the early days of my streaming Fury of Dracula, I say that like I've actually been doing it for a long time. I've been around for a long time. I haven't done that many streams. Anyway, there was a very early disastrous stream that took place that I tried to do, and like everything broke down except for the two heroes of my channel, the twin pillars of Arducomania's Fury of Dracula coverage, Pizzawizard and JB Philly. And so Pizzawizard has since started his own YouTube channel, so I've been pretty regularly following the videos he uploads. And I think he does a very good job of commentating. So that's been sort of my primary means of following this tournament. And Mr. Green, like, the games that you two had against each other were just epic. Like, I really hope we get games like that in this finals because they were incredible.
That's what you can hope for. Yeah, we don't want a damn squib of a final. We want something that's going to be very tough and competitive and whatnot, which I'm sure it will be, considering the players who we've got involved. And yeah, I'd agree with you actually. I do enjoy listening to Pizzawizard's commentary. I do find him very articulate speaker, and he is very good at to sort of balance that playing aspect and then also commentating at the same time. RToWin has also dipped into the commentary a little bit, but I think there's a backlog.
I haven't. I'll have to check that out because I wasn't aware. I'll have to track down RToWin's channel and start taking a look because potential new champion.
It could be.
I think this is really good setup here because we have both like a former champion, world champion of this sort of tournament in his own right, and a complete newcomer, which is astonishing. Normally, the way that things go in this community for people who haven't really been in the competitive scene before is they show up and they achieve varying degrees of success, but when it comes to the final, it's a bunch of veterans. But not this time. That's another fun thing, like looking back on the tournament. There have been a lot, not just RToWin, there have been a lot of relatively new members of the community who've done very well.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I think as Mr. Green was saying, because of the format, you do play a lot of people, but also the format is more open, so it is more likely that a newer player maybe might not be towards the top of the table like RToWin has, but will make it into the knockout phase, but then got someone like Artanum, right, who was like 11th out of 20, so it's like, oh, it's in the middle of the table, that's still pretty good for a newcomer, but then made it all the way through to the semis, because it managed to pick up the form at the right time and win through those two knockout rounds. So, yeah, it definitely allows a more open structure, and it allows for more success, rather than the formats we've had before, where you got these small groups, and you could have a new player in there with 4 veterans, and they get really beaten around for like 8 games or something, and then the last 2 games, even if they win them, they mean nothing. Whereas now you've still got something to fight for in every game until the very end. So I think it just encourages. It's a more troublesome format if someone drops out, but I think it allows a more competitive and more meaningful games throughout, which I think is just, I think, better for everybody. What I wanted to do for the we can talk. Well, let's talk about the 2 finals very quickly. I had a thing up and now it's disappeared. Where's that gone? Oh, no, it's here. Right. I have got... Here we go. So here we got information about the players. So actually what I'll do is there's RToWins, but maybe what I might do, controversial, I might switch. Now, let's talk about Pizzawizard first, because he's obviously the one who's
the underdog.
Right, well, that's the thing. Like, is there an underdog here? I guess statistically speaking, based on this year's Pizzawizard is the underdog, number 5 seed, so came 5th in the league phase, but was very close behind Mr. Green. It was very, very close there. There's the records there on screen. 67% win rate overall, and same record on Hunters and on Dracula, which is kind of unusual. But maybe not to the high standards that Pizzawizard would normally set for himself, but still obviously very good and has done enough to make it through, beat Mr. Green in the quarterfinal, the semi-final against Ariel, Combat Wombat in the first round of the knockouts. And that could have been a bit of a banana skin matchup too, because Combat Wombat beat Pizzawizard in Duos and Dark Calls earlier in the year. So yeah, they're the stats, but you two, tell us about Pizzawizard in terms of, he's been around the community for a long time, but what do you like about Pizzawizard as a player and his style and everything?
Well, he's a very consistent Dracula player. If you let him supply, then you're gonna lose to him.
Yeah, he likes that. He's more like the reserved type. He's more likely just to sit still and supply his way out of trouble.
Yes.
not take fights that he's not entitled to.
Yeah, I know many times I think he moves closer and I get scared of him as Dracula, but then he just sits and supplies and it's like, why didn't I stick around for longer?
But then maybe if he'd stuck around, he would have jumped on you anyway.
Yes, but
still that thing, right?
He didn't know I was around, and he still stayed and supplied. So,
all right, I was expecting like if you were stuck in Iberia or something, you went to see. But yeah, if he doesn't know where you are, then
yes.
that's different.
Yeah. If he's overstaying in Spain, well, I'm very very good at that. But
I think we're all good at doing that.
yeah. Sometimes you're doing the choice. Do I dare stay close and do more obfuscation, or do I have to get some distance? And I often done the wrong choice against Pizzawizard because he just stand around and supply for a few days.
Right, and he just builds up his strength, and even if he's
winning,
and
he finds my trail anyway because my distance didn't help much.
Yeah, he's just I think you said the right word there, consistency, right? I mean, it says on the screen he won the two tournaments in 2023, and then he hasn't actually won a tournament since then. But he was finalist last year against me, and he was first in the league phase. And honestly, those two finals were like real coin flip decisions at the end, which could have easily seen him win. Mortal Invitational, he only lost, him and his teammate Parajo lost to me and Gio only by IDS on the final week, and then him and Strider did really well in the Duos and Dark Horse tournament, but then got knocked out. We did like a semi-final and final thing. They got knocked out to Snuffleupagus and Andrazot. But based on the league phase, him and Strider were just by far the best, and they're way ahead of everybody, but just got knocked out in one round of best of 3. So he hasn't actually won since 2023, but he's been in the conversation, which I think is, the main thing, and he's been there before and done it. So yeah, we'll have to see. So that's Pizzawizard, and then I guess I don't know. Is RToWin the favorite for this match? I don't know. We'll have to see. I'm going to put a straw poll in the chat later once we get underway, and we'll see what people think. But here's RToWin's stats. Obviously, he came second in the league phase, but only I think it was by medium buck holds, which is like determining the relative difficulty of your opponents. But obviously that's not RToWin's fault, right? He didn't pick who he had to play. He just won his games. And you can see the win rate, is just ridiculous. It's 19 wins and 3 losses. That's almost unprecedented. We've had similar win rates in other leagues, like for champions of previous leagues, but the fact that now this league is a little bit bigger, so he's got a very high win rate over a longer period of time, or more, a larger number of games. It's kind of ridiculous how consistent and good he is. And you see, like, won all the knockout rounds 2-0, and no tie breaks at all. So yeah, very impressive stuff. I don't know if Mr. Green, if you've played against him yet, or Varuk, if you've seen RToWin play, is there anything in particular that sort of stands out to you?
No, I haven't played him, and I've tried to find the games that he has played, but I have had trouble to do it. So I'm happy to hear that he has a channel now, so you can. So I have trouble commenting on RToWin because I have very little experience of seeing him play.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat. I think I've seen a handful of games from RToWin. And obviously the most notable thing, right? We were talking about Pizzawizard. The most notable thing about Pizzawizard is, as hunters he's supplying, the most notable thing about RToWin, I think, is the way that he's revolutionized the hunter start with the Oktoberfest start. Mm-hmm. And that in and of itself, I think, has, we saw it already in the league phase. People were starting to try it out. And I think there's going to be even more experimentation with that going forward, if people are looking to change up the game, because I think it's really allowed RToWin to shake things up in an interesting way. And then I did see one game where he was playing as Dracula, where he set just a diabolical trap in Iberia and was complaining about how it would be an even better trap if it weren't for an aspect of the digital games implementation. And yeah, and he complained about it I think it was Pizzawizard who was commentating. Who was like, he's complaining about that like he already knows it's a problem, which means he's done this before.
He's been practicing. Yeah, yeah, the Oktoberfest fight, for people who don't know, we'll see it in action because RToWin's going to play as hunters first. So we'll see it in action, but yeah, it's basically 3 hunters starting in one location in Munich, so hence Oktoberfest. And it's something that I saw and I was immediately gravitated to. I was like, oh, I would want to try that out in a tournament. I think it's a really interesting idea. I think it would bring more hunter consistency, but obviously it opens up the map a bit more to Dracula. So we'll see how, it'd be interesting to see how Pizzawizard deals with that, or if RToWin suddenly switches it up for the final. That would be also a very interesting tactic. Hello, Philly. Yeah, so yeah, as RToWin is pointing out in chat, apparently he's played you, Mr. Green. Or maybe that might be a mistake, but it's true. So RToWin played.
Oh no! I checked up the fixtures and I have played him. It's just my bad memories coming back to bite me again.
You've lost games because of that before. At least now we're just talking about commentary. But yeah, that's your Achilles heel, Mr. Green. Yeah, but I think that's something like, obviously, I mean, if he beat you once. Beat Wizakagic once, and we know how good Wizakagic is because Wizakagic ended up being top of the league, and also beat Pizzawizard twice in the league phase. And the Hunter victory in particular was particularly devastating because it was just all the stuff you need with fairly limited supplying was just, you know, it just was decimating to watch. I didn't actually see the reverse matchups. I don't know how RToWin beat Pizzawizard as Dracula. But then we'll find out later on tonight, you know, what happens in that game. So we'll have to see. I've got a mug of tea too, absolutely. So it's gonna be very interesting for sure. That's right. So Mr. Green, that was the Iberia trap. Van Helsing died twice. Oh my goodness. Pizzawizard. Hello, Pizzawizard. Are you two wanting to pop in for a chat, or you prefer just to get on with it? They got the lobby up anyway. So yeah.
If I was competing, which I'm never going to do, I would want to just get on with it.
You just want to get, well, yeah. I mean, that's very fair. Yeah, maybe they want to chat afterwards, which is also fair. That's also fair. If they're good to start, that's fine. They don't have to join in. That's absolutely fine. So what I'll do is I'll quickly run a 2-minute advert now, and then we'll be able to get going. Obviously, people who are subscribed on Twitch, you won't see the ad, and if you're on YouTube, you obviously won't see it either. But yes, so there we go. What I'll also do, though, alright, Pizzawizard, RToWin, get out of here.
Alright, best of luck, competitors.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good luck, good luck. Alright, let's get rid of this. There we go. So yeah, obviously, RToWin had the choice in terms of what role he was going to pick first as the higher seed, and opted to go as hunters, which is very interesting, given, you know, both of them got fairly consistent win rates on both. And Pizzawizard actually has done pretty well on Dracula, especially in the knockout phase. Beat you, Mr. Green, as Dracula, and then I think had to beat Ariel as Dracula twice, I think, if I remember rightly. So yeah, despite Pizzawizard's recent good form on Dracula, RToWin has opted to go hunters first, which I think is kind of interesting.
Well, what I think is particularly interesting is just these are both players who, in order to thrive in this format, you have to be good on both sides. And I mean, I guess RToWin is fairly new, but Pizzawizard is at least famed, sort of like you, Scott Sword, for his hunter play, and like everybody knows how like he'll legendarily supply through the entire deck and not do it just for fun, just as a competitive aspect of the game. And that's insane. But you can't ignore him as Dracula. And a lot of the finals matches have come down to who's the better performer on Dracula in some of these knockouts. Wasn't there like a huge swing in the Dracula win stats once we got because normally it's the swing in the Hunter direction, but this time it was specifically a swing in the Dracula direction. I think you probably know more about that, Scott Sword.
Yeah, let me quickly get the Excel up. But yeah, you're right. So it's kind of like this weird statistical anomaly, and I don't quite know what to make of it. But yeah, during the entire league phase, for every week, Hunters always had a higher win rate than Dracula, except for the final week where it was 50-50, but still. But then for some reason, the knockouts, there's been quite a big swing towards Dracula, and I don't fully understand why. But and it's not just a case of the seedings or anything, because, like, you know, Mr. Green, you're a really competent Hunter player, but yes. Pizzawizard got a win as Dracula against you, and there was some matchup. I mean, RToWin won 50-50 on both. So that, you know,
Oh.
it's very interesting how this swing suddenly happened.
I would say my theory is it has to do with myself. That I have the too bad nerves in important games. So I would say it's a little easier to play. Play Dracula. You have more time to think. So if nerves are affecting you, then Dracula wins out.
That's very interesting. I thought it'd be the opposite. If I have more time to think, I get more nervous. Whereas on Hunters, I have so many things to do, I don't have time to get nervous. So it might be like a purely like personal thing. I don't. That's very interesting.
Maybe that's why you're the undefeated world champion.
Well, whoa! I'm not.
Are you defeated?
I'm not.
Are you defeated?
I'm not undefeated in the sense of win-loss in games, but in terms of winning the tournaments I've entered, yes, but not in terms of winning every single game.
Oh no, but that's good enough.
I mean, I'll take it. My Excel's not.
Yeah, we don't need you to win every game, Scott Sword.
Well, no, exactly. Nobody wants to see that.
Next tournament, we expect that.
Oh, okay, right. The mantle's been set. Okay.
So we're seeing the Oktoberfest start.
Oh, I think my game's bugged out. I'm gonna have to reload because I'm still waiting for Godalming to place. But I think it's because I was trying to do Excel at the same time, and the game and my computer just went. Bleh. That's fine. The stream didn't crash. It's fine. But anyway, we're going to be underway very, very soon, or we're underway right now. Will Pizzawizard start in Amsterdam? It's the big question. Probably not.
That's the big question.
Not against Oktoberfest. It makes Amsterdam just so not, I don't know, inviting. Let's
viable.
Yeah, viable.
We were talking before you jumped on, Scott Sword. Fangs of Fire was in here and was positing that some sort of Central European start might actually be a really good strategy against this particular Oktoberfest setup, because you always have some sort of option. You can sort of weigh whether or not you want to move towards Iberia, or if you want to sort of slip through the hunters as they're moving into the maze of Central Europe. So maybe not like Amsterdam specifically, but I did think that was an interesting point, right? Where you want to set something up as Dracula for your first encounter where maybe they have to burn some sort of resource to get to it, and then keep your options as open as possible, as opposed to starting in Iberia, which is sort of the go-to strategy that we saw against the Oktoberfest start towards the beginning, because it looks so far away. Whereas actually the hunters, if they know that that's a weakness, they're going to be alert to that, and they can probably get some sort of movement event to help get them there relatively quickly.
And also then Dracula's having to move naturally towards 3 hunters that are barreling towards him, whereas there might be uncertainty
or into the sea.
Center. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Where would you start, Mr. Green? Obviously you must have played against RToWin with this, but anyway, if you saw this like fresh, where instinctively would you start?
Well, in the first game I played versus you, I think I started in Spain because it looks, wow, Spain is all open, yeah, far away. But I think that turned out badly for me.
So don't do that.
Against RToWin, and now when I think back, I think I started in the east because it still isn't that close. They got horses. Most of their places are closer, but not the east coast.
Compared to the east coast, like Black Sea, you mean?
Yeah, compared to having them one step closer in, because then they can chartered carriage.
Right, yeah. You got rail access to. If you've got fast horses, Varna is as close to Vienna and Munich.
Yes.
But yeah, if you got to factor in rail movement, then yeah, Vienna's superior in that sense. Yeah, but I don't think it really. I still like this in terms of it makes Italy also really unviable in my opinion. I don't like Italy start with versus this, unless you're going to do like a fake island thing, which will end up becoming like Ireland will become fake Italy at some point, where you leave and go either direction, but then you're taking sea damage, and then it's all going to be a bit, I don't know, a bit.
But then fake Ireland is kind of good against this start, because this is a start where I would want to maybe start Ireland.
So you're fake Italy then, is what you're saying.
Well, that's true. Well, they don't know if I'm faking Italy or faking Ireland.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen anyone start in Ireland as opposed to the RToWin start here, the Oktoberfest. I do think it would be interesting. There's like a traditional drawback of the Ireland start, which is that you're doomed to go to sea at some point, and then where do you go? But with the hunters like concentrated that far away, maybe it's going to be very hard for them to stop whatever you want to mature first.
Right, and if you
Yes.
maybe if you want to get a quick 7 points on the board, and then the thing is, if you get like a vampire mature, it's going to start wiping sea spaces, so you're not actually affecting your trail in the same ways you would ordinarily. So, yeah.
The thing about starting in Ireland is you need 2 good encounters that you want to mix to your. Preferably a bat as well for the hide card.
But then again, if Van Helsing
so-
doesn't bother to move either, then maybe you just get it for free.
Yeah, I was hoping to try Ireland against this start during the tournament, but the only second game I got in it, I didn't really have the hand to make it worth starting in Ireland.
We did
Because
see...
without good cards, it's bad to go to sea afterwards.
Yeah, agreed. I think now also the huge advantage with Dracula being able to see the encounter hand before he places the location, that you can make so much more strategic choice about, do I really want to go into Ireland here, or do I want to do something else? It's kind of nice.
That's why Ireland is possible now as Dracula, because otherwise it felt just too... Paris was my favorite start while you couldn't see your hand, because you always has options over there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Indeed.
Yeah, we get some inside info from the Determinator, who was watching a warm-up game Pizzawizard apparently did earlier against El Rittmeister, and he did a UK lair strat. Might that be an option in this game?
It could be, because again, you got the issue of, like, it's still, like, regardless of what Oktoberfest is doing, or, you know, where the other hunters are, Van Helsing is still Van Helsing. He is still relatively weak, unless he I mean, the thing is, for me, Van Helsing's never going to be as weak as he appears, because you're normally going to transfer combat-related cards onto him. So it's just very likely he's going to have an escape route or planned ambush if it gets drawn, obviously. So it can be quite coin flippy if you're going to... Sometimes we saw it, actually. Was this like last league or League 2022? I can't remember. There was a game in particular where Pete was playing as hunters, and I was sitting there in commentary going, Van Helsing's going to die, because the trail in the UK looked horrendous. But Van Helsing managed to have a Holy Circle and an escape route and planned ambush, or whatever combo cards it was, and he was able to clear the trail and not die. And it's just like this huge swing in Hunter advantage, because Dracula burned a lot of his power building up this really nasty trail, and then Van Helsing never died, and nothing matured. So it's a very risky move, but maybe if you're in a tournament final and Pizzawizard is going to be up against it a little bit because he knows RToWin beat him 2-0 in the league phase, maybe he's going to have to do something just a little bit wacky. It might have to be the thing. We'll have to see. What I'm going to do is in the chat, I'm going to post a straw poll. So people can predict what you think the result is going to be of the game. David's FC9, thank you for following. Welcome in. Hello there. Hello. Oh, hello. I think I know who you are. Hello. Yeah, no misdirect. That's also very interesting. So yeah, there's a straw poll. So if you click on that straw poll link, I don't know if I can pin it. Maybe Determinator is a mod if you can pin it. Yes, I realise you're going to be Delta. Yes, hello. Go into that straw poll, people, and vote. Who do you think is going to win and what the result is going to be? I'm going to vote. If you want Mr. Green and Aruk, I can send it to you on Discord if you're not in the chat. I think, Aruk, you're in the chat. If Mr. Green, if you're not on Twitch, I'll quickly...
I am on Twitch. I'm not familiar with Twitch, though. I don't see any straw poll at the moment.
Oh. I'm on Twitch, but I'm not logged in.
Okay. Right. I'll just send it to you on Discord. So if you want to vote, you can. I'll vote. I don't know, actually. Okay, I'm gonna vote this. Hey. So yeah, we'll check that in a few minutes. So yeah, please everybody, if it's appeared, it should have appeared because I posted it. Hey, thank you to Terminator. Good work. Thank you for pinning that. So yeah. Oh, hide scouts. Oh, we found him. It is Iberia. Look at that. Pizzawizard went far away. Maybe he didn't realise that you got done in Iberia like that. We'll have to see if we can have a carbon copy of that one. But Pizzawizard was in the chat, so he might have got word of that. But maybe he's got a plan to avoid it, perhaps. Ooh, okay, so Fang's immediately saying bad choice. We'll have to see if it is a bad choice or not.
Yeah, Fang's based on what he was saying before about the strength of the Central Europe start. Um, Sort of was saying the downside of the Iberian start is that you sort of lose an escape hatch. We were talking about it before. You basically are forced to either move towards 3 hunters, possibly 4, depending on what Van Helsing does, or go to sea, neither of which is particularly appealing. But you never know. Spain can become a death trap for hunters, so it, you never quite know how it's going to work out.
Right,
And you can get a good lair setup going on if you get the like full circuit. So
right. But the fact he's been discovered this early, I don't think he's not going to be given the time to do that. But it also depends
Right.
on movement. If the big disadvantage of this, and I'm gonna channel Captain Gyro, who was supposed to be here, but he can't be. He was very excited about the final and wanted to commentate, and then now ends up working. So I'll channel Captain Gyro's energy and say lots of things about psychic scans and rail lines. But the rail line connection, there's no sort of like southern rail connection from Munich. So you can't just rail to Milan. So it's actually quite tricky. If you could rail directly from Munich to Marseille without using chartered carriage, you can maybe work around not having horses. But if you don't have fast horses, Munich is a little bit of an isolated location in that sense. The rail lines are very tricky in this area. They're not exceedingly efficient. So if you can get to Milan, then you can rail up to Paris and then down into Iberia. But that's still one move, we're just moving one by road. So yeah, if RToWin doesn't draw the necessary movement, maybe Iberia's good. Philly doesn't like it in the sense it's just going to be a potential 7-point vampire. He'd want to get more value out of it. But we'll have to see.
Yeah, what exactly would you be looking for? I think that's an interesting question. If you were Dracula and you were starting in Iberia against the R2Win start, what is the like setup that you want to see happen? How do you want that to unfold? Are you like trying to go for the quick mature? Are you trying to set up a lair strategy? Are you trying to draw all the hunters towards you before you run away? What exactly is your like thinking there? What's your goal?
I mean, I think we'll see what Mr. Green thinks, but I feel like hoax is like the desired. You want to try and get a hoax mature because you know the hunters are going to be sitting up and supplying a lot, and then try and get a vamp after that at least, or a lair strat as they may be talking about.
This gets a lot less scary just because it's not a card before the rumor token.
Yeah.
It's hard as a hunter to let a 7-point go, but sometimes it might be the better strategy to just wait outside the area. And if he still stays, then you kill him.
Yeah, I feel like even, as a hunter player, if you have to give up 7 points, but you gain so much value by not overcommitting into Iberia to deal with things, and you just sit in Bordeaux and Marseille and just supply forever, it's going to make then second and third week so hard for Dracula to deal with. You're just going for like the long victory. And if there is a risk then if something matures, then you might lose, but maybe that's just safer. I feel having the rumor, it is Cadiz, so it is deep into Iberia. It's not like a Saragossa or something where it's quite easy to get to. The hunters will have to decide, do we really want to commit that far? Van Helsing's coming over already, which makes me think either the hunters on the eastern side don't have the movement that's necessary, or Van Helsing's just somehow very well equipped and he's got like a stake and a weapon and such. But depending on how he moves, he's going to have to go through Madrid. There might be a bats in Madrid, which then means then Van Helsing gets pushed away. He might get pushed into danger. The vampire in Cardiff still matures, etc., etc. So the fact that Cardiff is not on the rail line just makes it a really nice option. But yeah, as people in the chat were saying, this is very predictable, which it might be a good decision going, quote unquote, as far away as possible. And putting the vampire in the extremity, but maybe in a final you can't be predictable. I don't know. I don't know what the option is. Do you be disruptive or do you try and play safe? I'm not quite sure. Try and test it.
Yeah, and then there's also the move to Madrid as the second move does create a wealth of possibilities here for the unrevealed space. So there is that as well.
Indeed, yeah. I'm just going to make the assumption the initial location was Granada, but maybe it's not, because Granada was maybe the most likely one to be searched with hired scouts. So maybe it's like a Lisbon start. Maybe he's in Granada now. I'm not sure. He might go into Saragossa, and maybe if Van Helsing rails down, he might be waiting for him. I'm not too sure. We'll have to see how it pans out. Lisbon Lair would actually be really nice, because then there's no risk of like a really sneaky like consecrated ground nuke killing you. Oh. That I didn't expect. What is good?
Interesting.
That is a very interesting move.
Well, it puts even more pressure on the hunters to actually kill the vampire, so that's good.
Right, in terms of the value of getting
True.
it back, right. But where's he wolf forming from, and where's he wolf forming to? I mean, a wolf form from Granada isn't very good, but is it a wolf form from like Santander to like none? And he's hoping to sneak past as Van Helsing rails down? Is that what he wants? Because if Van Helsing plays defensive and just stays put, then I don't know. You're kind of trapped a little bit then.
Godalming discarding a stake.
The question is, did he start with the means to defend the vampire? If he has both for Madrid and Lisbon, something that will slow the hunter down?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to, as things start getting revealed, we'll get a better idea. But at least we've got a quick start to this game with the hired scouts and the like. Right, have people voted? People have voted. Very good. We got 9 votes in so far. I will not declare the winner yet. Let's just give people. So if you're listening in chat, vote in the straw poll. It's in the chat. But if you go to the top, there's a pinned thing at the very top of the chat box, and you see that it says straw poll. Click on that and vote who you think is going to win, and if it's going to be 2-0 or 2-1. And I will reveal that in a few minutes. Very interesting stuff. So he's got 1 horse. Seward's got a horse. That's known to us. Anything weird in the discards? Nope. 1 stake, but 1 stake out of 4 is not...
Yeah, not particularly noteworthy. Although you do have, it's interesting because one of the strengths of the Oktoberfest start is that you can more effectively trade items around, so you don't have as many of those like undesirable discards. Might indicate they've been drawing a lot of stakes, or maybe this is the other thing about Fury of Dracula is, you know, different players will have different preferences, and that will influence the choices they make as they play the game. And that's one thing, like when you're watching Pizzawizard supply like a madman, you watch him like evaluate which events to hold on to and which to discard, because he's frequently in a position where he has to choose between several good events, and you think, oh, maybe you should hold on to that one, or like, ooh, interesting, and then it'll like work out really well, or you know, it surprise you, and so that's always fun. But it's interesting to think about the ways that having 3 hunters together at the beginning might influence your decision of what items to keep and which to discard. Because the other thing about it is you're in this centralized location. You're not necessarily thinking about, do I need a stake on this side of the board versus this side of the board, right?
Right. Because you're in the middle of the board. So, and the stakes can go anywhere they want at that point. Yeah. I mean, Van Helsing could still draw really awkwardly, but that's just Van Helsing. That doesn't matter if it's using Scotswell setup or Pizzawizard setup or Oktoberfest or whatever start it is. Van Helsing's alone, he could draw really awkwardly with double horse or even just 1 horse or like all the stakes or something. But you're eliminating the what's the word I want? The possibility of awkward item draws from the other 3. So, and just that little bit of consistency, extra consistency, will make the game easier. Now, you are giving up more of the board, but if that gives you longer term stability, then it's probably worth it. That's why I think out of all the Hunter setups, which have been different to the one that I've done, this is the first one in like where I've really looked and gone, ooh, right? I've seen like a real like clear advantage for it over mine. And I'm not saying it's better than mine, but maybe it might be better than mine. I will have to see if it... But the interesting thing, it hasn't caught on only a couple of other people have sort of really started using this setup, which is kind of interesting. Maybe because there not been many videos of RToWin's games, so maybe people haven't caught on. Whereas I remember when the first league was on, suddenly everyone was doing Scott's setup, and I was just like, what is going on here? Why is everyone copying me? There's no like evidence, there's no basis for why everyone's going to copy my startup, but suddenly everyone did. But I think this might be like the new thing. It'll be interesting to see if it catches on and it becomes a lot more widespread. I would certainly do it. If I was playing in the next tournament, I would actually throw my start out the window and I would try this for a tournament. You need to have a prolonged experience with a setup to work out if it's better than the previous ones and thing. You need to get to know it. I think Oktoberfest is better than yours. Thanks, Philly. I think Superhero Star is better than mine. I don't like Superhero Star, personally. I don't like it. But I know a lot of people like it, and that's fine. I've got no issue with people liking it. It's just I don't like it, personally. Fangs also said...
Yeah, I was talking.
Oh, sorry.
I was talking a little bit with Mr. Green in advance of this stream because we were talking about the Oktoberfest start and whether or not people would adopt it. Some people did right in the middle of the tournament, and I was saying, okay, some people might be hesitant during the tournament, but might try it out afterwards. And Mr. Green was saying he likes it, but it's a little bit. It seems a little bit too bold. Maybe Mr. Green can comment on that better than I can.
Well, it's too bold for me, maybe.
Humble, sweet. Look at this.
Well, it was too bold for me to at least adopt it in the middle of the tournament. I hadn't much experience. Well, I had no experience with it since I just Geo played it against me the first time when I saw it. But yeah, yeah, you really have to think differently about how you're gonna check the map. And I just went with something I was used to instead. The Pizzawizard start. Right, was that was
that's very interesting.
Unexpected.
That's not
yeah.
That's not a normal use of X and weather. But I kind of whoa.
Whoa!
Wow, he did go up to non.
I love this game.
Whoa!
You get these moments of massive surprise. It's so exciting.
I mean, the excellent weather. I was going to say, like, the excellent weather before Van Helsing just walks into Dracula like that was actually a really nice move, I think, because you avoid any sort of nasty traps in Madrid or Saragossa or whatever, because Pizzawizard could be backtracking or whatever. And you just avoid all that completely and go, I'm going to get to this vamp and deal with it, which is really nice. So Seward, excellent weathered from Marseille to South Atlantic. Then he's going to land into Cardiff tomorrow to stake the vamp, which is very impressive. And then Van Helsing just walks into Dracula. Was that planned, though? Was Pizzawizard planning that to happen? Or you thought that Van Helsing would rail past him? That's the question. Whoa.
Expecting Paris seems a little odd, actually. But maybe if
who expecting? Who was not expecting?
Well, expecting the Hunter to go to Paris seems a little odd, because well, if Van Helsing was there to actually deal with it, you would think he would be involved in dealing with the vampire, but since Seward can do it on its own, then it changes the things a lot.
No ambush suggests he wasn't counting on a fight. Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's just like a hoax or something in Paris.
Well, it is early enough that maybe he could be hoping for an escape as Bat. What would you be having as your combat objective as Dracula in this scenario that's about to unfold?
But if you're hoping on an escape as Bat, you wanna ambush, because you're gonna lose it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
But maybe he can't ambush with it. Maybe he wasn't.
Yeah.
But still very risky. I would never put a non-ambushing encounter in Paris, because there's just too much risk that someone's just gonna bumble into you like that. Lucky find. We saw that on Mina earlier, and I didn't see it get traded, but Van Helsing traded it, which makes sense. Crucifix discarded. So we know there's no crucifixes to deal with. They're both in the discard. I mean, the objective would be to kill Van Helsing, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. He might be loaded up with rifles, so he might not be able to do that. I mean, Escapist Back would be very nice, but the problem is you're going then towards the 2 hunters in the east. So I assume you're going to escape as bat in that direction. No wolf form obviously available, so you got to be really careful here. If you escape as bat wrong, like incorrectly, you could get suddenly pounced on by a lot of hunters tomorrow. Obviously not Seward. He's chilling in the South Atlantic, but still. Holy Circle, that would also be a nice pickup, just to get out of this. Ooh.
Even if you escape as spat towards the hunters, they don't know that you have done that, so they can't really check your locations.
Right. But then where is he going to go, though, from Paris? Escape as bat from Paris isn't fantastic, because, well, maybe you go Marseille and you start wandering down Italy, maybe. But you can only go as far as Zurich, or... Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great... If this was Strasbourg, then we're slightly different situation then. But... But nice dodge.
Yeah.
Nice claws and nice dodge, though. So Van Helsing didn't take damage.
I would say that the hunter would be looking to just get out of this situation. I don't know if either of you disagree.
Oh no, yeah. From a hunter perspective, yeah, you don't want anything happening here.
Yeah. You're not able to do much damage to Dracula one-on-one unless you get
and there's the
really
Holy
lucky.
Circle.
There's a Holy Circle, yeah. So yeah, in terms of hunter objective, yeah, just get out. That's absolutely fine. I mean, shame you had to use a lucky find for it, but Van Helsing didn't take a lot of damage, so he's then now like really available to be pressurizing on the next turn. Oh yeah, that's actually true. Philly's made a good point. To escape us back to Nuremberg would be or anywhere in Germany, because they could psychic scan.
Oh wow, yeah, good point.
See, if Gyro was here, he'd be like, "Oh, the psychic scan." So yeah, if Philly's doing the job for us, it's good.
Psychic scans and rail lines. That's got to be like the subtitle to something.
Yeah, the Gyro the movie.
That's right.
Right, hey Snuff, welcome in. We've had quite a start. So let's look at the straw poll. Ooh, that is close. Okay, so the results are we have how many votes? 11 people have voted. 6 have voted for RToWin to win. And then obviously that means the other 5 have voted for Pizzawizard. But interestingly enough, out of the 11 votes, 9 of them, regardless of what side, have said they're going to win. 9 of them have said that it's going to go to a tiebreaker match. So only 2 people think that's going to be a 2-0 victory. So there you go.
There you go. I know in my case, I think there's a little bit of wishful thinking in there, which is, this is the final. Come on, we want to see more games.
Yeah, exactly.
We want to see this as close as possible.
Yeah, I'm the same.
We don't want you to just walk away with it. I mean, it's the privilege of a spectator, right?
Yeah, exactly. You're not the one having to play
The contestants, I'm sure, they just want to win. They want it over. It's like, no, I win now. I have conversations like that with Strider all the time, where I'm like, oh, that was an amazing game. He was like, that was terrible. It was so close. I was like, no, but it was great. It was so close.
That's the thing. It's a very different perspective depending on where you are. Determinator is saying he's amazing at combat. Guesses right so often. Yeah, I mean, because this game is so multifaceted, something that Quincy Morris always talked about. There are different elements to this game. You got the movement phase, you got like the decision making, the bluffing, combat, blah blah blah. And some games are going to be quite balanced. There'll be some games where it's very weighted towards one aspect than the other. But if you're just really consistent in general, then situations like this, if you are really good at combat and you find yourself in a bad situation, which Van Helsing potentially would have been in this situation, you know, well, I can get out of this and there's not the risk of something bad happening, and therefore accelerating the game out of my control or creates, a huge obstacle I have to overcome is just, it's just going to be neutered, and then you're just going to be more consistent as a player in general, and just get more consistency in terms of results. So, yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah, and I do feel like combat is sort of its own art, right? They have these little, like, they're not even little. They're sort of like subsystems, except obviously they're all interconnected in one way or another. But I feel like, on the one hand, it can be very easy to get sucked into, all I want to be good at is combat. And because that feels like, it's the like active part of the game. But if you're neglecting the like distribution of items and events and things, your combats are going to be weaker to begin with, right? And so, and then like positioning and how you force like constrain Dracula's movement or dodge around the hunters, when you take risks, when you don't, right? These are all things that you have to keep in mind. And so, like, yes, all these different aspects sort of feed into one another, but at the same time, being like killer at the positioning aspect of the game can be a huge strength, and then being killer at combat can be its own like powerful thing that you have in your favor, like you're saying, because sometimes, like, even if you're maybe not quite as uh, proficient at maneuvering everybody, if you get, you know, one or two people on there and you can just solo Dracula as a hunter, I mean, that's going to make up for a lot.
Right.
Yes. And if you're worse than the other player as in combat, you can always use your friendly dice for all your 50-50s. He can't guess what you're doing if you don't know what you're doing.
Well, exactly.
That's true too.
Yeah. Gyro being a pedant in chat going, well, he didn't have to guess, he had Holy Circle, which is true, but in fairness, the match where they played the same matchup, but it was in the league phase, Van Helsing was at near death around this set part of the board, actually, but RToWin just kept beating Pizzawizard's guesses in combat, and Van Helsing didn't die, and that was the huge thing that swung it. Even though RToWin had lots of good events, the fact that Van Helsing didn't die just gave him that extra body in there, was able to play the consecrated ground, etc., etc., and it just made Pizzawizard's life so horrible. So when he needs to turn it on, he can turn it on. But yeah, but the thing is, I don't know if he had the Holy Circle initially. He must have picked up Holy Circle with Lucky Find. Because it'd be really strange not to. Oh, there's aristocratic. Okay, makes sense. There's no ambush. But yeah, RToWin can turn it on when he needs to. And I think that's, yeah, as you said. The way I play the game is, I know combat is not my strength, so I do everything to try to avoid combat. So I will prioritize, you know, having those really good hunter combat-related cards, and I'll value them very highly. But then also I try to maximize other aspects of the game, like positioning and such, so then I can just try and get 3 hunters on Dracula, or just make him wear down by, you know, C damage or whatever, and then I pounce on him with a couple. So I don't have to worry so much about this combat's really risky because I've got a numbers advantage or something. But there'll be games where that's not possible, and then that's when those weaknesses can start. That's when bad things can happen, and then you end up losing games. But it doesn't matter. Van Helsing didn't take any damage. Dracula has moved. Vampire got staked. Van Helsing sort of trading. So where is Dracula going to go? Obviously, Germany is a big issue because of the Psychic Scan, unless Pizzawizard doesn't care about that and just wants to go there anyway. No wolf form, and also because no vampire mature, that wolf form's going to be stuck there for a while.
Would you be looking to hop across the English Channel?
Maybe.
If you're gonna do a C moment, you may as well do 2. Sometimes you can be greedy, you do just 1 C moment, but I would say you can use another one if you're gonna do it anyway.
Wouldn't you just want to move just once and go land in London immediately to then get that trail going as fast as possible?
Yes, but then they know where you are without having to do anything.
But is that a problem?
Yeah.
Because if he goes to English Channel and then moves 1 more sea space, North Sea and North Atlantic doesn't give you a huge advantage in terms of options.
You don't want to start in English Channel. That's true if you're only going twice.
Oh, yep, I'm seeing stuff here. Good positioning usually trumps good combat. I think, on the whole, I agree. Having watched a lot of games.
But sometimes that just can't happen because hunters get dragged around. Dracula's trying to be disruptive. If the trail falls a certain way and hunters become, not mispositioned because of bad hunter play, but mispositioned because they're having to go back to places they don't want to resupply up or whatever, or if movement options aren't giving them, the flexibility they need, then they can just get caught in bad situations instead of having 3-on-1, it suddenly becomes a 2-on-1 or 1v1, and then Dracula can then sort of leverage an advantage then in some way.
It's true. Well, looks like Dracula has stayed on land here.
Yeah.
No crazy moves straight across the channel.
No, unless he's hiding in love. I'm gonna guess he went into Strasbourg. Is there a chance he's maybe like sneaking into like Zurich or Geneva here, or maybe just gone into Germany anyway? I guess we'll see if there's a psychic scan later or not.
Yeah, as a hunter at this stage, you're gonna be very tempted to psychic scan, even if you need the tickets. The funny thing is it Lisbon or is it 48 that comes after Madrid?
Right, it's a 50-50.
I suppose you can stop both though, since Van Helsing is
right.
still in Paris.
But does he want to move Van Helsing that way when he'd rather me maybe keeping Van Helsing where he is or moving him eastward or southern?
Yes. Maybe I skip that one. I hope it's not hoax.
Famous last words.
Yep.
Now, if this was a delaying encounter in Madrid here to stop people from getting to the vampire, it really could get whatever's next on the trail.
Right. Because even if Van Helsing does come down, he might not be able to stop it anyway if it is Lisbon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dogs.
Interesting. Aristocratic.
Makes sense why there's no ambush.
Yeah.
We know where he is. Oh, it's Pizzawizard. He's gone to Amsterdam. Oh, well, maybe we'll find out.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, horse is on Mina.
Yep, and she had a knife before, so...
But I don't think that was discarded, because she had a rifle. I think there was a trade at some point.
Where would you search? Oh, I was just going to ask, but I guess we know now what RToWin is going to do.
Yeah, I think those were two. I mean, I think those are two decent checks, to be honest. Checking discard for items. Yes. All the stakes are in the discard.
Ooh.
But almost reshuffle. That's true. But if there are vamps, Pizzawizard will be hoping bring down some vamps now. Then, if that's the case. But then again, you got 200 in Munich,
yeah.
and it's Godalming. They're gonna supply up those stakes eventually.
And
pretty
the
quickly,
non-rumored vamp is kind of bad anyway, so don't care too much about them if they clear a lot of the trail.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. So yeah, I don't think it's actually a big deal. I mean, the stakes are in the discard it's interesting, and it's something that should be noted from the Dracula side. But yeah, I mean, because Godalming's not moving, he's supplying, so I'm not really... Unless he suddenly gets lumbered with, like, I don't know, a horse and two heavily hosts or something, then he might have to be forced to decide difficult decisions in Seward left so quickly. No, they'll get those stakes back. And if Van Helsing stays still as well. Where's the third horse? Is it still in the deck, or has Godalming got it?
Be kind of rough if it was literally the last card.
But then,
it does happen sometimes.
But then again, maybe it's not a bad thing, because of the way the game is just panned out, they've been able to survive without having that horse. So
that's true.
So where is
how do you feel about the hunter distribution here? Are you feeling pretty happy about the way this is played out, or are you a little bit worried about what might be about to unfold?
In terms of their positioning, or in terms of what they've been doing?
Well, mostly in terms of their positioning, but also in terms of how they've gotten the excellent weather on Seward, that sort of thing. What do you think about what you've used so far and where things stand on the board?
I mean, excellent weather could be key later on, but at the same time, it stopped a 7-point vampire, and it also meant it was done in a way that avoided risk for Seward. I mean, if we now find out that Madrid is something very benign, that wouldn't have delayed Seward. Ah, okay. So now in hindsight, the excellent weather usage was not good, but we didn't know that at the time.
Right.
And lucky find is lucky find. I think it was maybe used in a way that was slightly suboptimally, but then again, it stopped Van Helsing from dying, got him out of the combat. You kind of want to use lucky find to get rid of a really weak item if you need it for a fight with Dracula, or if you're down an item. Not to use it like that to find a holy circle. But then again, it didn't discard any horses or anything, so maybe they have all the horses because you wouldn't use Lucky Find like that if there's a risk that unless Van Helsing has a horse. Maybe Van Helsing has a horse and dogs and something else. So maybe that's why he wanted because he had no combat-based items.
Yeah, I expect he had at least something really valuable on him, so you didn't want to risk him dying.
Yeah, also depending on... We don't even know about the events either. I mean, there's only one event at the moment, but I think there was a trade with Seward afterwards, so... Well, even Seward only has 2 events. I mean, there's good luck as well. Why are they so event shy? Maybe just, yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess Van Helsing lost a turn because he lost 1, 2, 3, 4 turns because of moving and then having to do the aristocratic thing. Seward hasn't been supplying.
Yeah, half of the hunters have been kept pretty busy.
Yeah.
So I do wonder about how that's been, playing to Dracula a little bit, because when hunters can just sit and supply for the entire first week, bad things can happen, as we know.
Absolutely. No psychics.
Well, the first... hopefully you get to supply at least the first week.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can keep supplying, that's really bad.
Yeah, I don't think the escape as bat was more the issue. I feel like Van Helsing dying was the bigger risk, depending on what Van Helsing's items were. But yeah, maybe it was very calculated in terms of the way the horses were. We know Seward's got one, Mina's got one. Maybe Van Helsing has the last one. It's very possible. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. Yeah, I think that's fair. It's somewhere in the middle, I feel. I guess a lot of it, a lot of these things is how will the game pan out in a way where Van Helsing, if Dracula, yeah, the 2 old men, I'm mixing them up. If Dracula can take advantage of the fact that excellent weather is gone, there is also another one in the deck, but they might not draw it. So, can Dracula work around that? Obviously, if it just becomes this land-based game, then excellent weather being used like that was pretty good.
You don't have to fear 2 excellent weathers, but you still have to fear 1 out there. So it doesn't change that much, I think. I'm one of those that are happy to expand the excellent weather just to save a day move. To dig for the next event.
Especially
need my consecrated ground.
Oh yeah, exactly. To go across the channel, right, with Van Helsing. I remember that's a very old argument between you, me, and Roscoe about whether it's...
Oh, he found it.
He did.
Nice.
Maybe this is the delaying encounter. I'll have to see. Yeah, I'm really surprised it was not like a bats or something in Madrid. I'm very surprised. Or even a saboteur would have been pretty decent there. Not in terms of if a hunter moves in, but if they end up dealing with the vamp, they jump over it, and then they can't deal with Saragossa afterwards because they'll be delayed then.
Oh boy. It's the avoid combat at all costs card for Dracula.
Right. Yeah.
Sister Agatha really sucks as Dracula.
Yeah, the fact that you can't heal anymore is huge. You're just forced into a position where you have to take damage.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm still, I'll die on this hill in terms of, I think Aggie and Rufus are both on the same tier. They do different things, but I think it's because my play style is very much a case of get 3 hunters on Dracula or 2 really, really strong hunters on Dracula. So then Aggie becomes somewhat of an irrelevance. There won't be as many games where she is relevant, but there are other people who do play more aggressive, or if you do end up in a situation where there's only 1 hunter or 2 slightly weaker hunters, then Aggie then is more relevant, which I understand. So, yeah. But it's something we're talking about with Gyro, like the design, as I was saying in the Discord too, the design of Sister Agatha is a little bit meh. I feel like it has to be changed in some way. We'd have to talk about this too much if we don't want to, but maybe only make it 1 damage, or make it that it's 2 damage but only on the first instance or something, because just the fact that Dracula just can't heal, it just eliminates that option, and it's just I don't know. It's not nice. But
yeah. Fangs is saying that personally he hates to see Rufus more because he restricts the options.
Yes, I feel that's like I'd rather have to deal with Aggie than with Rufus personally as a Dracula player too. That's just me.
Well,
It's enough.
it also restricts your options. It restricts your options to fight.
Yeah, exactly.
But do you want to fight though? That's the question.
Well, yeah, quite often you don't, but sometimes you want the option to be there.
Yeah, if you can pick off weak hunters and that. But then if the hunters are really, really weak, then you don't care about Aggie. You'll just, fight through her. And even if she does a little bit of damage back to you, you don't care because you kill a hunter and then you can feed up and all that stuff. And then suddenly it's like, well, who cares about Aggie because I've killed a hunter and all that stuff.
Yeah, where would you be moving if you were Dracula from here?
Obviously, Wolfform's coming back up next turn, so you're trying to maybe find a location where you can potentially, not 100%, but do a really good Wolfform next turn. Where would that be? Are you going to try and sneak past the Munich thing by Wolfforming through them into like Zagreb or something? Are you going to try and maybe Wolfform past Seward into Iberia again as Seward leaves? Because he's going to leave Saragossa now, we presume. So you could go back there, or you could clear it and go back, or something. I'm not too sure. I don't know. Where would you go, Mr. Green?
Good question. I was thinking about Frankfurt. Is it 21?
Mm-hmm.
It's like just because on this move, because then even if they scan you there, then you have your Wolfform on the next one.
Yeah, that would be good.
Right. Yeah,
Problem is
they feel pretty secure after that scan.
Problem is where has he placed the vampire in that case? I don't think he's there. I don't think he's gone there because I think maybe this the vampire, the rumor is just a bluff in what's the 36 called again? Marseille. It's just to get a fog there instead or something.
I mean, he could have maybe gone Marseille, Zurich, and now he's in Nuremberg. And even if they scan and they find him here, he can then just Wolfform. And suddenly then he could be in Vienna, he could be in Venice, he could have gone deeper into Germany, he could have Wolfformed back out into, like, Brussels. He has different options then.
Yes.
But then, if they suddenly find him very quickly, then his Wolfform's on cooldown and it could be curtains. This is probably the one turn where if they psychic scan and find you, it's not the end of the world, but then again, it'd only be Nuremberg then because of the way he hasn't gone through Strasbourg.
Oh, well, it's not Marseille.
Oh, I've just realized it's Clermont-Ferrand is the Wolfform location. Okay, so he didn't backtrack that way. Discarding stakes. Oh yeah, there's a stake being discarded already. Who supplied that? That must have been Godalming who supplied it. Oh wait, what? Marseille's not on the trip. Wait, what? Oh, it's Zurich next. Ooh, that's fun.
I was just reading from Captain Gyro on Rufus versus Aggie. I think the question is, do you like fun?
Kazik certainly does. So wait, what's he done? Were there psychic scans? Was anybody paying attention? Was there psychic scanning going on?
Besides the one that happened on the previous night, I don't think I've seen a lot. but I haven't been paying the closest attention. I am famous for getting things very wrong about the state of the game.
It's really brave to go into Germany if they can psychic scan. So it seems like a odd move if you don't have wolf form ready.
I don't think I saw the psychic scan prompt, but somebody in chat can probably tell us. But maybe because the threat of Germany's so large, then the hunters might sit there and go, well, I don't need a psychic scan because Dracula's never coming here when psychic scan is such a, or psychic bond rather, is such a threat. But then it's like a double bluff then. Oh, a scan was negative in Germany, but I forgot when. Ooh, okay, so maybe
Yeah,
not.
I think
then.
that was the previous night.
Could he be in Venice now, maybe? It has to be, because it's like it's... Or unless he's snuck now into Strasbourg, because it was after the Hyde Scouts.
Ooh, another aristocratic. The fighting vamps are really waiting to be played here.
Yeah, that's all the aristocrats
Pizzawizard's playing them close to the chest.
And it seemed like Van Helsing there, RToWin, was thinking about maybe letting it go. Because the wolf form would come back regardless, so that doesn't change it. But it would also get rid of the rumor. But in the end, Van Helsing opted to clear it, which I think is interesting.
Oh yeah, it looks like Fangs is also saying he thinks Pizzawizard is zigzagging northern Italy.
Yeah, because he could have gone like Zurich, Milan, and then into Venice, or into Genoa, and then today he could be going to the Genoa or Venice, whichever one he hasn't been to yet, or he goes into Florence, or he wolf forms deeper into Italy, or wolf forms like past the Munich thing, wolf forms into Germany. If he's in Genoa, he could wolf form west, and the fact that Van Helsing's delayed, it might be quite a good move, but if there's a sense of emergency on one of Mina or Gadami, that could be an issue if Suud discovers him then.
Yeah. Which option, presuming you're somewhere as Dracula in the middle of the map, would you be looking to ideally get past the blockade and move to the east, or the blockade and move to the west? Which option looks a little bit tastier to you?
One of them look tasty.
I don't know. It's just if you can wolf form east, that's always nice. If they've got not great movement, but we know that Mina has a horse. Oh, she doesn't have a horse. So where's the third horse? Does Van Helsing have it? Van Helsing must have it.
Mina had a horse.
Yeah, she did. She was revealing one at some point.
So she must have given it to Godalming then, because it's not in the discard.
Right.
But what? That's
Could
very
have just
strange.
changed the revealed item, but if so, that's odd.
Yeah, you wouldn't
Yes,
reveal.
very
I mean, I
odd.
know it's all. I mean, it's very likely she has a knife, but well, then unless she has a movement event, which
Ooh,
means
no wolf form.
she can no wolf form. But if it's yeah, I don't know if I like that. I'm not sure. I kind of agree with Fa. I think going down the boot here, drag them down here, and then leave and try and split the board a bit. I feel that's the way I would go.
Okay.
This is risky not wolf forming here because you could suddenly have 3 hunters on you if checks and movement are optimal.
Yeah. Currently be in the kill spot in Florence.
Could also be that.
That's
Or
true.
he's hiding in Venice, I suppose, for a more safer option.
Right. Or hiding in Genoa. Yeah.
Yes.
I presume he's hiding
I
here.
told you.
I think this is very risky if you're not hiding. It could be a double fog. So maybe Pizzawizard maybe is doing this deliberately to maybe try and bait, because he knows that RToWin does pull the trigger on renewed vigors and things based upon the previous game. Maybe Pizzawizard wants RToWin to throw like the kitchen sink at him, but he's got like double fog waiting, and he can make them waste that really precious renewed vigor and potential movement as well. They could backfire.
Yeah. That could be playing with fire.
Imagine if he is in Venice, right, and you trap one hunter, maybe you just engage in combat with him anyway, escape his bat, and then you have wolf form as well. There's some nice things you could do here. But maybe you only need one fog. If you can get the forewarned like check correct, then you can maybe survive with 1 fog, but there's the risk you get it wrong, and then suddenly 3 hunters are on you, and then you die.
Mm-hmm. Switching gears a little bit, what would you be thinking about now as hunters? Because RToWin is clearly thinking carefully about this turn.
He's thinking about triggering. What it's called again? Renewed vigor. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or not?
Recreational vehicle.
For sure.
What would you do if that's what you're thinking about? Would you play renewed vigor here? What are the pros and cons?
Well, if you're guessing correct race, then it might be good. Because the problem is he could still be in like northern Germany. Well, he's got through Strasbourg into France again, and then you're moving, spending a renewed vigor for no reason.
Right, because it could
some reason still get some movement out of it, but yeah.
Because it could be Zurich, then Strasbourg, and then like Brussels, and then Le Havre. He could be sitting in Le Havre now and not be on the Italy coast. So yeah.
What would you be looking to check if you were going to pull the trigger? Oh, looks like it's not happening.
No. Maybe RToWin.
Well,
maybe RToWin was also just trying to work out if I am going to move, even without renewed vigor, who is going where.
Right.
Which is understandable.
Milan is a good if you're triggering Milan, especially if you have speedy telegraph as well, so you can do it with some unimportant hunter.
Yeah. In order to make that trigger work, you need to have some sort of movement event on Mina. And there's always a risk that if you do. So I think you're not just having to pull a. This is the thing, like you're not having to just think about renewed vigor. You're also having to think about, right, how many hunters realistically can I get on? Is it going to be like Sud was down an item, so does he supply and then move? But then he only has 1 check. Obviously, Gadami could go first. Does Mina have a movement event so she can get there? Is she completely irrelevant? Do they have a forewarned? If they don't have forewarned, then you're going to probably expel renewed vigor, and then it's going to get fogged potentially. Or there could be a bat somewhere mixed in on the trail, so then, like, this Geneva could have easily been a bat. It wouldn't be Geneva. So the thing after Zurich could be a bat. So then that would trigger on the renewed vigor, you lose the turn, and blah, blah, blah. So I guess you're trying to weigh up, if you do have the renewed vigor, we don't know if RToWin has renewed vigor, but there's clearly a lot of thought into it. Is it worth it, or would you rather just save it? So what RToWin has opted to do is I'm just going to go after the trail, and I'm going to clear 2 things at once, and then tomorrow I'll hopefully clear 2 things at once, and then you're catching Dracula up quicker than he can put down encounters, and then that's when you can then potentially pull a trigger afterwards. But Dracula has a wolf form available, so that's nice.
Makes sense. Oh, it looks like 1 hour rebellion. That's Combat Wombat, I think.
It is.
Is here.
Hello.
Nothing like Dracula in the morning.
Yeah, he's on the... Whoa!
Welcome. Oof.
Revealed...
There go those tickets.
I mean, it's a very good hand. Heavenly Host and Knife with Plan Ambush, but there's a great strength. I assume Gadami didn't have any white ones, because that would have been ill-advised. Or maybe he does and he just doesn't care. Yes, poor Combat Wombat. For those who don't know, Combat Wombat is on the west coast of the US. So yeah, this is very early in the morning for you. What time is it? What time is it with you, Rook, right now?
It's 11 a.m. with me currently,
right.
So
It's
probably
like,
around 8.
It's like 8. I think it's 8 a.m. So Combat Wombat, good effort for being up this early. Well done. And you've missed some stuff, but you've not missed too much. So you're at a good point to join. Welcome in. Oh, there's also I don't know if it's still in, but I can pop it in the chat for you, Combat Wombat. There's a straw poll, so you can vote on who you think is going to win.
Lots of tense maneuvering so far. We did see an interesting move earlier from John Seward using an excellent weather to stop an early mature in Iberia, and a sudden reveal of Dracula in Paris. But as the game has progressed, hunters have sort of taken some time to regroup and are back on the trail, and Dracula is looking to continue to maneuver here. It's going to be interesting to see where the game goes. Definitely.
Yeah, RToWin's playing a very patient game here, but then again, is not pressurizing Pizzawizard. So you're going to have to see if Dracula can keep this up for long enough, then suddenly the hunters have no time to be able to catch him later. Yeah, interesting. So is that a Venezuela Genoa, or is it actually Lav? Enjoying across the UK. Very interesting.
Yeah. Oh, it's nice that you can, like, with a trail unrevealed this long, you have that range of ability to bluff that you can't be sure exactly which port that is.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he just did one move to check to make sure.
Right.
That's still one move though.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know. Maybe. Oh, it could have been Amsterdam.
It can be Amsterdam.
You never know.
But I think because of the risk of psychic scanning, maybe not. But maybe he just thought eventually, the Huns would move. So, yeah, there's 4 potential C zones where Dracula is. So that's nice. It gives you options.
So what would you be prioritizing to check here as hunters?
I would check Milan just to make sure where he is.
Yeah, either that or Strasbourg. I guess because Seward moves first. But then again, Seward's on a big city. So maybe you move with Mina.
Yeah, the problem is Godalming is moving first, and he don't want to use a ticket to get to.
No.
Does he have a horse?
He does have a horse. Maybe.
Well, then he can
But maybe he.
horse with Godalming and see what you get, and then decide.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, no longer perfect horse economy there.
No.
I would go into Strasbourg then.
Yeah, I would have gone to Strasbourg too because it gives you information. But maybe they want to do a
Maybe
trade.
he has a reason to go to Mina. To want to do some trading.
Or...
Well, that would obfuscate who has what if they stick around to trade.
Right, especially since Godalming just revealed everything. But then the thing is, though, you got planned ambush, so the combo is just so strong.
Oh, and there it is.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
One move. Interesting that wasn't Milan, but Genoa was right there, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. Geneva. What was Geneva revealed by? I think Hunters just... Oh, hired scouts.
I think it was the hired scouts.
Yeah, we had Paris and then a couple of moves. I think 2 moves, and Strasbourg and Geneva got checked. Yeah.
Yes.
There's the Milan check. Yep.
Yeah,
what
that makes
layers
sense.
does he have at the moment?
Sorry?
What layers do he have?
What layers do we have? Saragossa, Clermont-Ferrand, and Paris. Oh, she has a planned ambush as well. Oh my goodness. Does she have a Heavenly Host and Knife? Probably. Very possibly. This reveal is like Knives Out of Glass Onion. The mystery is revealed at the beginning of the movie. I haven't seen... Oh yeah, there's a Heavenly Host. Very nice.
Okay.
But that Heavenly Host is probably not going to come back because the deck has been reshuffled. And they're at the point where they're not going to be supplying as much as they were before. But Dead Vamp, no 7 points. So I'd say it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, Pizzawizard's been holding on to those fighter vamps. That's something else Combat Wombat if you're just joining in. We've seen a lot of things except for fighting vampires, which means we're probably going to be seeing a good number of them.
Yep.
If not now, then soon.
Absolutely. But this is what I was saying before, right? They can clear 3 encounters in 1 day.
Yeah. Oh, yep, here's a new vamp.
Right. But as Philly's right in pointing out, they've dealt with the vamp, 7 points, but that's planned ambush gone. And also, a full CG is not going to be a thing now. So, this is where you probably wish, I wish I'd gone into the English channel, because this would... that could have been really nice, because you land in London with very, very little risk here of, getting nuked or whatever, or getting pushed back out to sea. Ooh, escape route. All the combat cards. Because there is also a great strength, so anyone who's just joined... Oh, another fight! What a surprise! There is
Here come all the vampires!
There's a great strength. So obviously these night fights aren't as risky in the sense you got the great strength, but If it can get burnt now, then Dracula doesn't have to worry about it later. Could still get a hotel in London. Oh, true. So you would have to like Wolfhorn to Swansea. That's right. But Pizzawizard is going to go to Rinian and then split the board in half, and we'll see if RToWin has the resources to be able to deal with that. If the tickets don't cooperate, maybe going east might be the better option here, but we'll have to see.
So just out of curiosity, I'll ask again, what would the various combat objectives here be? It looks like Van Helsing might be trying to kill the vampire, which makes sense. We have a shortage of stakes, I think, at the moment. What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to survive as the vampire? Are you trying to get a point?
Does he have points on the board yet? He doesn't. I would say the first point is always good to have.
But it's not an ambush, so he can't get points.
Okay, well then.
Unless he can bite.
Well, he can now.
Bite.
Yeah.
Oh, and he got the plotting off. Very nice.
Ooh.
It looks like it's holy bullets. The fact you play pistol like that, and there's a good chance that the vampire might play plotting in case you dodge, or claws in case you... Oh, pistol because you've claws. Ah! Hard to win. It just instantly says, "Oh, it's going to be Holy Circle next turn." That's amazing. Just the swagger as well. He just instantly throws it down. Yes, we do. We want blood and destruction.
Spectators do want blood.
But then again, it's now quite telegraphed that it's quite likely to be a Holy Bullets thing here. Didn't count before the reshuffle, but there is a good chance. Only saw one at one point, so it's quite likely he's got it. Unless he was playing it just purely as a defensive thing.
VH likes his blood. I imagine the vampire would like VH's blood too. There it is.
Oh, didn't go for the fangs.
There's no bluff.
Yeah, very interesting. He didn't go for the fangs there.
Yeah.
Because imagine if he was bluffing and he played pistol there.
True.
Could have got a point from the mesmerized bite, but
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, combat is a game that an aspect of this game sort of feels like its own game, but an aspect of this game that I don't have the strongest grasp on. So.
Yeah, you just it's one of these things. Like it depends on the situation too. That's why I talk about combat objective, because like it feels like a lot of people just go into combat and go, "Oh, we'll just throw the cards out randomly." It's like no, but that can have huge consequences for later, as I've known from my own experiences. But it can then be a bit predictable that you play purely defensive and you do have to mix it up a bit. That's kind of the nice thing. If everybody knows that you do this thing round one, they're gonna counter you unless they don't draw the cards for it. So you do have to mix it up a bit. But you always have to kind of go, am I trying to kill this vamp here, or am I actually trying to just escape? And you need to have that, and then that objective can really change. If your first turn is really bad, so I'll play, I don't know, I'll try and play in like a knife to counter a reckless vampire, as an example, right? And if that doesn't work, then I go, right, abandon ship, just get out of this. Don't try and like overstay your welcome on something.
Yep.
Yeah, we've had 2 Holy Circles in one game. That's probably unprecedented. I reshuffled the deck so that I could play them again.
Yep.
Oh wow! So even in a tough final like this, they're having a bit of banter. But yeah,
it is interesting to think, because I personally I get hype whenever I see a Holy Circle, because it's like my favorite card. I was talking a minute ago about how I don't really like. Combat doesn't really fully click with me for this game, so a card that lets me get away from it, great.
Yeah. The problem is you have only so many item slots, and there's so many other items you want to hold.
Yeah, it's true.
But if you just draw a Holy Circle and you don't end up drawing anything better, if that makes sense, I'm like, hey, yeah, keep it. Why not? And you can then be really aggressive with it, and you don't care about jumping onto Dracula's spot. Same with an escape route in the same way. You can just be like, I'm going to walk around here, and if I jump onto Dracula, I don't care. Which is really nice in that sense. Okay, so we've got a day fight. between these two. They will probably kill this new vamp because they are equipped.
Yeah, probably.
And then they can just heal
But
up a lot. So
killing the last vampire first, that is kind of a fun choice.
yeah, I don't really get that. I'm not quite sure what's going on there with that one.
Because it would really suck if they find out that the third card is also a vampire.
Right.
So at that point, you may as well let the first vampire mature and not bother.
And the thing is, we know Godalmi has Heavenly Host Knife, and he's high unlikely to play Heavenly Host in this situation because he wants to keep that for Dracula with the planned ambush thing. With Mina, it was different because it was a night fight. So you know Godalmi's only going to be playing Knife in this situation. So you can just kind of focus everything on him. He's just going to be switching between Punch and Knife, I presume. That's true, it does cancel plotting. Yes, because obviously Dracula can't fight through the Holy Circle. Unless he has Enraged,
right.
which would be a very nice kind of interaction. We just imagine if, like, I don't know if Pizzawizard wouldn't have a Dracula card, but if there's that situation where RToWin is just like, I'm playing Holy Circle, and then Pizzawizard is like, I've got Enraged, I don't care. Not that he would kill Van Helsing there, but you could bite him anyway, at least.
No, yeah, you get that point.
Exactly.
Yeah, like my dream scenario when I first saw that card, very first time, I think it might not have been literally the first time I played the game. Maybe it was like the second, but it was very early on. I was still playing the physical board game against Strider, and Strider was playing as Dracula, and we hadn't, like, nobody knew what all the cards even did yet. It was that early in my getting to, like, experience this game. And I drew Holy Circle, and I was like, aha. And I was like, the best thing that I can do here is wait, because early on we were getting lots of 1v1 fights with Dracula, 1v1 or 2v1, like early on in the game, because we were still thinking of it basically as a hidden movement game. And I saw Holy Circle, and I was like, I'm going to wait and get him to play Escape as Bat, and then cancel it.
And did it work?
No, I got to play it, got out of the combat, got an amazing moment where he was like, wait, it cancels everything? That can't be right. It was very satisfying to get that, but I didn't quite get the Escape as Bat block because I'm very bad at combat. I couldn't read when he was going to play it.
We had a Holy Bullets getting used.
We did. Yeah, sorry, I sort of stepped on that, but it's always hype when you see some Holy Bullets going off.
Indeed. Not killing the vamp, though, but still is a huge chunk of its damage. And now if...
Yeah, and this vamp could be dead.
Yeah, there's a knife.
Yeah.
Yep, good play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Obviously, but RToWin is using resources in the sense of Holy Bullets getting used, but then... Yeah, I don't know. I don't... What about this Milan?
He's about to do a lot of the supplying again, so it doesn't really matter.
But they're not... How are they going to... Well, I guess Van Helsing gets one turn of supplying, and depending on the odds, he might just supply up a stake. But it's still... Well, it was 3 and 18. It's still not great odds. Ooh. Oh, not ambush. Oh, I'm really surprised there's no ambush there. Because you know... Well, no, we don't know what... we don't know what Mina's other item is. So maybe she does have a double knife. Maybe that was the right decision. Oh, unless she has a stake. So you play planned ambush against the... Would you do it that way round? Maybe. We shall see. Yeah, this game's definitely going to go the distance, and you can kind of tell, you know, it's been an hour. How long? An hour... 15 minutes of the actual game. More or less, and we're it's end of the second week, so it's definitely not going to be like a quick one, but it makes sense given the importance and significance of this game. If anyone doesn't know, all of our knockout games are best of 3. So we got game 1 now, and then game 1 now, and game 2 will be later on today, after the players take a break, and we take a break in terms of commentary. And if one player wins both of them, then that's it done. But if it finishes 1-1, then we'll have a tiebreaker tomorrow.
I really hope it goes to the tiebreaker.
It seems like the majority want it to. Just have more Fury of Dracula in our life.
That's right.
Whoa, where did all those votes come from? Holy moly. Right, RToWin's odds in terms of the audience has really shot up now.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
But yeah, it's now 9 against 5. But out of those 9 votes for RToWin, 8 are still saying it's going to be in a tiebreaker. So, yep.
Wolf form. Where do you think Dracula is right now?
I mean...
Well, the bold spot is Zurich. But I don't think so.
It's a lair. Never mind. He didn't. He didn't. Oh, what a noob! What an absolute noob. He didn't clear the lair. Right, that's it. Call yourself a pro. Nah, I mean, yeah. I mean, is it too? Yeah, I mean, Madrid. I mean, you know, Granada's not going to be a nuke spot, but you can still get pushed in a really awkward way, and it'll give the Huns enough time to jump on you. Right, people in the chat, vote. Is Dracula gone west or east? Because that's only the only 2 options, really. Is it from Med or from Ionian? I still think... I think he's going east here because of the potential for horses, because of that... Why does Gadami have no tickets? Did he, like, discard both tickets that he drew? I don't understand. Maybe he must have done.
East is the stronger choice, but you sometimes have to go west just to mix it up. Question is he mixing it up right now?
That's the question.
Right.
I'll vote for a Western maneuver just for some novelty.
Okay.
Does he still have a lair in Saragossa?
Yes.
Well, that will maybe help him out if he's gone to Spain.
Right. Just a nice little block. And also Clermont-Ferrand, not so relevant. If it was Toulouse, that'd have been really good, having those 2 layers in a row. But that's not how it panned out. But yeah, it could be. It could be the move. There's no Rufus, so, you know, going back to sea again. And also because if you can just survive just long enough in Iberia, you can do some sea move and you can land when 4th week hits. So, we'll see.
The safe spot is probably the east. But safer. I would say, yeah, the hunters probably have an advantage at the moment since it hasn't.
Oh, good spotting, JB Philly.
Yeah.
Drawing tickets by day.
Not my god, Philly's not impressed. I mean, it's necessary, right? Maybe it was a white one that got chucked in, but
If so, they've been risking horses.
But the way that Gadami threw away his tickets then makes me think that RToWin wanted to move and he wanted to put those 2 yellows that he must have drawn back into the pile. You'd go east. Yeah, I'd go east, but then maybe it's a bit predictable. I don't know. It looks like Milan's going to mature here, though, unless suddenly a stake appears that we're not expecting. But then, yeah, they spent the holy bullets killing the Genoa vamp. That might have been a mistake on RToWin's part. Maybe he did lose a white one. Maybe he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But didn't want to lose the knife? I don't know. Oh snap! Hold up. If the cogs in Philly's brain are turning a array of knots here. Yeah, Gadami had horses, Heavenly Host, Knife, Planned Ambush, Great Strength, and something else I can't remember. Why spend all those news in the new van? Well, that's what we're saying. That's what Mr. Green said at the bit. Like, why would you kill the last vampire first? You want to kill them in order. Unless you've got a plan. If you know, well, I'm going to kill Genoa now because I know I've got a stake for the Milan vamp. But if you don't have a stake... So unless Van Helsing's magicked up a stake from the deck here...
Yeah, this looks like the real moment of truth here. It's not like an easy decision, so it doesn't look like they've magicked up a stake.
No. No allies in discard pile, so we can't get any surprising return shenanigery going on here. Oh, okay. Oh, you just have heroic leap.
Okay. That was the decision being contemplated.
But as Mr. Green said, this has to be Venice then. Venice could be a vampire.
Yeah.
And then what do they do then? So yeah,
Would he play 4 vampires in a row? No one does that.
especially without playing Dark first. But he might have got them. That's the thing.
Yeah.
All the
He
really
might
big
have.
cards are still in play. Yeah, I mean, Heroic Leap is pretty significant.
Particularly at this stage in the game.
Yeah.
Because this is where you want to be getting Dracula down to 5 HP and being able to just heroic leap him for the win.
Right. Ooh, Hypnosis. Ooh.
Ah, all right. I was wrong to think it would be a mix-it-up move in a tournament game.
No, I mean, I think it was a very... I mean, especially with the Saragossa layer, as Mr. Green pointed out, I think going west would have, been also a very reasonable... and it's always typical, right? You see the ticket thing, you go, oh, I've got loads of time because the hunters won't have good movement, and then suddenly they find that those poor tickets very quickly, and then all that plan is gone to pieces. But yeah, Heroic Leap is relevant. Hypnosis is also relevant, but it's obviously really important here. One plan ambush down, but there's a great excellent weather could be key. Now this Lucky Find is now a lot more sort of relevant being here because they're starting to expend things like a Heavenly Host, and they couldn't just get the Lucky Find to accelerate their way through the deck to try and find them again, or maybe reshuffle a second time. So yeah, this is really difficult. Yeah, I agree with you, Philly. That's how I feel Lucky Find should be used. You spend Holy Bullets on a Vamp, and then you move into another one, and then you can Lucky Find it to get like a stake or whatever, or onto Dracula. But I don't know. Not there's no points on the board, which is also important.
Yeah, that's a key consideration here. That's something that RToWin has been very good about denying Pizzawizard from getting any points so far.
So I guess the question here, how is Dracula actually moving in Baltica? Did he just wolf form into Sofia and be predictable? Did he wolf form into Valona to be a little bit different, or is he keeping Valona open in case he needs it? Is he doing something where to try and build up a longer trail? Does he go slightly towards the hunters, like into Belgrade and Sarajevo, and then go back down? Or, what exactly is he going to do? Because he doesn't want to get caught in no man's land if the hunters charge in, but at the same time, he doesn't want to build up a very short trail. Oh, is he thinking it's a new vamp? That's very interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah. It's a new vamp or a fog. For the fog, that's a good and bad choice.
Fog would be great here, because you're trapping like 2 of the better hunters. Mina doesn't have horses unless there was a trade. Which there could have been a trade, actually, from Hanhausen to Mina, there will be. Ah, it's just a spy.
Oh, good point, JB Philly. No chartered carriage is played yet, and they're on the rails.
Oh, wait. Whoa. Okay, so he had no weapon, so he had to discard the tickets. He has a guard. There was a surprising return, so I mean that's what somebody was saying in chat, but obviously he can't use it because there's no ally in the discard. Oh, man, did he... What has that done to the tickets? Yeah, I wouldn't search there with Godalming if you know you're on one weapon. Because even like stuff, I mean, bodyguards or something wouldn't... You could get Seward nearby, but still.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, but here's the thing. You know how this ticket deck is really nasty. Imagine they try to charge into the east here, and they start drawing yellow ones. That's just going to give Dracula that little bit of extra time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes a big difference whether or not you can really count on your horse economy.
Yeah. And Seward has the knife that Godalming had. But I don't understand why you take the knife off Godalming if you've got planned ambush, because that combo of Heavenly Host, knife, and planned ambush is so good, but then maybe he wants another weapon on Seward. Because he thinks Godalming can resupply up. Oh, I don't know. Oh no! We've got an ad. Oh, how did we get through? I mean, how did we get through those? I thought we had time banked up. Oh, well, never mind. We're having an ad break now on Twitch, but it's okay because I don't think the game's not going to end in the next 2 minutes, so we're fine.
Yeah. Take some time to catch up to Dracula.
Exactly. So yeah, Dracula's got a bit of time. It's Monday, third week.
Unless Dracula is running, it's full steam towards the hunters.
Right, he's in Zagreb right now. He's going to move to Zagreb this very second.
Yeah.
4v1, game over.
Yeah. So what sort of strategy would you be looking to do as you move around and potentially build up a trail here in the east as Dracula? And where are you looking to go, like, towards the end of the game? Because it's looking like this game, like you were saying, Scott Sword, is going to go the distance. Where would you want to be positioning yourself for that?
I mean, I personally would want to build up as long a trail as possible to drag them into the east, and then you're going to have less to deal with when you leave then. But there's huge risks. There's reasons why I don't like Baltica, because if you wolf them to Sophia, then that almost acts like this Heavenly Host token that you can't get past.
Right.
So you can't get back into Valona very easily if you want to start going up towards like Belgrade, Klausabo, Bucharest, and then getting back down towards Valona. You can't because it's blocked. Black Sea then has issues because you have to go further by sea, and then if Rufus comes out, blah 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 blah, it gives all hunters more time to reposition. Unless it's a fake wolf form.
Yeah. To Valona is kind of okay as well.
He found him. And now Sud having the knife that Godalming had is now really relevant. Holy moly. That's right, Snuff. Take care. We'll see you later on.
Was it
this game is just incredible.
Fake Wolfform and Hide then?
Maybe. It could have been Wolfform and Hide. But no rumor token. You'd think you'd rumor that. If that's the case.
Yes.
At least just to make them commit to it even if it's not a vamp. Can't go to sea from Valona. Yeah.
Locked in by
well,
the...
he can. You can go to Adriatic and then hop across, but it is very risky. Going to Athens is mad risky. If it's renewed vigor, then yes. But if Seward's really low health, then maybe it's going to be fine. He'll be CG murdered? Third holy circle. Well, it's horse, rifle, knife, right? But what's the fourth item? Is it a stake?
And one of the privileges...
Is it Heavenly Host?
One of the privileges of Steward here.
This is actually really tricky for Drac, because he's got, like, 2 weapons. Sure, strength is good, but if you don't get those strengths, you have to do 50-50 into... And also then you got Aggie as well, so Fangs is not going to be as relevant, unless you can get just Seward out of the combat, and that might just be enough.
Right. Would you be trying to suss out the final item with this vampire?
I mean, maybe yes, but the problem is Seward's not going to let you.
Oh, yeah, well...
That's
the point now.
Because he's just going to escape.
Yeah. Did he have a really bad hand, or he was hoping? I guess he had a bad hand.
We have seen a turn 1 dodge from RToWin here before, so...
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
It's still a tough choice, so...
Yeah.
Good catch there, Fangs. Well, at least from Dracula's perspective, it's only going to be a one-on-one.
That's true.
Yeah, but he's in a really sucky position, though.
Not looking good.
No.
This is the time you want to pull off escapist bat if you can.
Yeah, you lose the vamp, though, but yeah.
Yeah, but where is he gonna go next if he doesn't get an escapist bat?
I guess he could try and fake, like, he can go into... Yeah, because then if Consecrated Ground's a thing, it just gives, you could try and fake and go, oh, I'll go into Salonika.
Yeah.
But then they could CG you out to sea. If it was actually Salonika Hide, then Sophia is open, and that's a lot better, because you can't get CG'd in quite the same way. But yeah, you got to then, as Philly's saying, you got then Fog with Forewarned, so are you going to get that right?
Right. Which we know, Dracula's seen the fogs because he's just gone through his encounter deck here.
Yeah.
Right.
It could be the other way around. He to Sophia and then to 49, and he's planning to do 2 fogs in Salonika before leaving. But
Okay, we know now because of those scouts. It was Sofia and Sarajevo. So Salonika is open to go to, but then if CG is there, then that's
if it has CG, then you're fucked.
Yeah. Athens is a problem because, or even Salonika or Athens is a problem because you could get renewed Vigud with 2 hunters getting on you, and then if CG is there, then that's also a problem. So, I don't know. Yeah, Escape is back because you can then sort of survive a bit longer, get to Black Sea Coast, as Philly's saying, or do like, Escape is back to Belgrade. You can then try and maybe sneak past them and go west a little bit or something. You got options. Oh look, there's a bad ticket. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. We also know that hunters have great strength, so killing John Seward is much less viable as an option. I mean, yeah, he's at full HP too, so not exactly super viable to begin with. And Sister Aggie's in play, so...
Right, and you've got two Escapist Bat items, anti-Escapist Bat items, so that's just going to make it... It's just tough for Drac.
Yeah.
Everyone is losing. We're not. We're winning. We're watching Fury of Dracula on a Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning. Or
How could we lose?
Exactly. We're not losing. It's in the title, Strider. As always. Hello, Strider. I don't think Dracula dies here. No, but
yes, how low he gets.
Yes, that's true. No, I thought the title has the rolls as well, or did it not trigger properly? It's broken on my OBS. Never mind.
No, it has the rolls.
Oh, thank you. So I just can't read. Oh,
yeah, very, very tense moment here. Thinking.
Yeah, neither of them are picking.
What would you be looking to play as John Seward as Dracula?
I mean,
how would you open this?
Dracula wants to just play Mesmerizers and Strings to block the 2 weapons that you know exist, and then just hope there is no Heavenly Host. But the Heavenly Host has to be somewhere. Oh no, or does Mina played Heavenly Host. Either Van Helsing or Seward has a Heavenly Host, but we don't know which one, and that's the big issue. But yeah, Dodge would be quite nice as Seward here. You can bait Dracula into using up one of those valuable strengths, and then you can take it from there.
Right, especially because, like you're saying, you would probably know that Dracula would be looking to stall, right, for as long as possible, keep himself safe. Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
But then if Dracula knows that the hunter is going to dodge, then you might play the plotting. Or maybe just play plotting anyway and go, you can hit me with a weapon for 2 or 3 damage, I'll just fight through you later.
Ooh.
Neither of them. Well, Mesmerize is somewhat expected, but there's always a risk of punch. But I did expect the knife first. That's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Because now Fang is an option, and even though you're not going to heal off it, if you can just bite Seward, get out of this combat, that's a good spot to be in. But if the hunters have consecrated ground, then they know they're in a good position, so they don't have to play super optimally here. They got to make sure he just doesn't escape his bat.
Right. Which, if you think about when the escapist bat blocking is going to be relevant, maybe that is part of the argument for throwing out that knife.
Well, it was a strength at the first card. You would have been really sad.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, actually, Sophia being a wolf form location actually kind of acts like a Heavenly Host token. No, if you have Heavenly Host as Seward, you just play Heavenly Host here. Because if Dracula fangs you, you don't lose the Heavenly Host. But if it triggers, you're doing 4 damage to him. And you don't need that Heavenly Host, I think, to make CG work.
Interesting. Oh, and he does go for the fangs.
He does.
Whoa!
Alright. Oh my goodness, what on earth is going on?
Well, that stops the escapist bat.
We got a hype train going, just as Dracula gets his first point. Very good. Anonymous Gifter has gifted 10 subs, so thank you very much for that. Anonymous Gifter, very nice. Who is definitely here? Oh, Warecraft and Gyro and Philly, I think, are definitely in the chat right now. So you've got subs, and everybody else, thank you very much for the gifted subs. So, yeah, I've got a hype train going. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it feels like to me that maybe the Huns do have consecrated ground because, but then again, maybe you're just playing defensive because you go, I don't want to take this 1v1. Oh, Pigeon Artistry was here. Oh, nice. That's good. It means you're subbed Philly, so it means no more adverts for you for a month, and you gain channel points more quickly. So, and you get lots of nice emotes as well. So there you go. You go into the chat and shuffle the emotes.
Yeah, but the Dracula is still in kind of a hard place because one point is still little and he has no good place to go at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Hunters could very well have CG here. I mean,
right.
With what is that? 36 cards off the event deck. It's getting close to 50-50.
Yeah, but I think as Dracula here, if you take a bit of I mean,
yeah.
You might have
sometimes you just have to gamble that they don't have CG.
Right, right.
And sometimes they really don't have it.
And the thing is, like, so let's think, because Ionian doesn't get cleared until. So the Hunters have like 2 turns to play CG, if I've got the timing right. Because if he's in Salonica and then hides, it shifts. Oh no. No, they have to play it tomorrow.
They have 2 turns. They can play tomorrow and then the day after. It's already slid the trade.
Yeah, so he goes into Salonica now. He could be played.
Think? Am I miscounting?
No, because obviously the trail slides before Dracula moves. So as long as Ionian falls off, if Ionian's in the last space, CG doesn't do anything. But right now, no. So they have to play it today.
And we haven't seen those fogs yet.
Now, obviously, if you could hide with a Hunter on your space and place an encounter, then you would hide here. But because you can't do that, he has to move to place an encounter. But yeah, thank you again to the anonymous gifter. That's very, very kind of you. Right. Oh, you're off to Sophia. Interesting. Obviously, it could be relevant who has Consecrated. Oh, so it has Forewarned. Oh, but really, you're revealing the Forewarned, but not something else.
Yeah, what do you want to keep hidden that is more valuable than Forewarned?
Consecrated Ground? Renewed Vigor? I think you'd reveal Renewed Vigor rather than Forewarned.
Yeah, you'd renew.
Yeah, for sure.
So it has to be Consecrated Ground, right?
Maybe revealing the Forewarned just to bluff that he has Consecrated Ground.
That would be one of the greatest bluffs of all time.
I just make Dracula sweat, and then...
Yeah, that would be like the Spencer Wolfhart in the UK level bluff, where it's like, I'm just going to reveal Forewarned to make it look like I have CG.
Yeah, especially in this situation, because the way the format of the board is, maybe you would reveal Consecrated Ground. But the problem is, if you play Consecrated Ground, then you just end up revealing Forewarned anyway, unless Van Helsing trades something across that can then hide Forewarned. He's hiding Blood Transfusion. That is truly OP. Yeah, I mean, like it could be. There's only one in the discard. Or maybe he has 2 forewarns, and that would be, yeah, that would also be the solution. That would also be an answer. Yeah, very good. We got a new emote for the chat. What did we get? Oh my goodness, we've got a cat. There we go. Hyping cat. See, it's either 2 forewarns or CG. I guess we'll find out.
Probably. Or a great bluff.
But the fact that Suits just is taking a long time to think here makes me think maybe it's not CG, because I feel like if you got Consecrated Ground, this is very obvious. As an obvious move to make, you just supply and stay still.
Well,
but maybe not.
Yeah.
Unless after it was just calculations, yeah. You don't need to move, don't risk it.
He just wanted to count to make sure that you don't have to move.
Maybe. Yeah.
You know that you don't have to do it, but you wanna count 3 times more just to make sure.
How many vamps are down? Well, the deck is just reset, but we had 3 aristocrats got played early, and then we've seen... Is that 4 fighting vamps? We had 3 in the center, and then this Reckless here. So I think there's a new vampire that's missing. I think that's the only one. Hi, Arna. Yes, you did. It just got triggered. There you go.
There it is.
Well, it's not quite GG, because it's not going to kill Drac, but obviously he's going to take the penalty, he's going to have to wipe the whole trail. What is this? Oh, it's a fog. Oh my goodness, they can just ignore it. Oh. That is unfortunate.
Yep.
Yeah, but he was probably planning to hide with a second fog, because he need to stay there.
Maybe. Yeah, he would get wolf form back, that is true. But obviously you're losing 3 encounters, one of which is a rumored vamp. So I mean, not ideal. And the rumor token has just been used up, so yeah, that's a problem. So he's going to take 5 penalty damage, plus has to move into Ionian guaranteed, so he'll be down to 3 health. No Rufus. So, can go to Black Sea or Ionian or Adriatic, and, you know, that's fine. And then Wolf forms. So, be on 1 health after the Wolf form. So, it was Sud who had it. Yes. So, it makes sense the way Sud played that combat, in terms of just like, well, I just want to get out. Which makes sense. Maybe the knife was because, oh, I've got a Heavenly Host, he might try and find me. I was probably just going to plan to escape anyway. Yeah, Pizzawizard is kind of cooked in terms of as Philly's saying, just because of the situation happening here. But we've seen stranger things happen. No, you can wolf.
It's never over. It's never over until it's over.
Exactly. No, you can wolf form if he only moves 2 sea spaces, or you can move a 3rd to Mediterranean, then not. Obviously, then if Rufus Smith comes out now, then that's a different story. You can't wear wolf form after that. So.
Well, and going to Ionian and then moving 1, right? You do have the 3 sea spaces it could be, so there is some level of obfuscation there.
That's all you can do is Dracula. Move 1 sea space, hope they don't draw anything that then reveals where you are, or whatever, and then just wolf form and hope. I think is the only way you can play this.
Yeah.
I guess, let's think about timing, right? It's Thursday now, so he moves into another sea. Friday is the wolf form. You're not that far away from the 4th week.
Yeah, but there's still like a week or more you need to survive at the moment.
Right.
One life.
It's not looking great for Drac.
No.
It's looking really good for RToWin, but the game's not over.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fat lady hasn't sung yet, but I think I hear her humming a few bars.
If he somehow just evades them, I mean, they don't have hypnosis, and if they don't draw money trail, they might not find where he's gone. And you never know, you might be able to zigzag around a bit. But then...
Oh, he just got the block.
Sorry, Mr. Green, you have to repeat that because we had fucking Rick Astley play in the chat.
Okay.
So you have to repeat that.
Wow. They block my sails and scan Italy, and then they know where he is.
Right. Yeah, unless it's a wolf form. Oh no, but you can have a wolf form through from Venice into. Oh right, you can only go as far as Munich. Right. Unless Munich becomes vacated for whatever reason. Yeah. You got rickrolled, Philly. That's what you've done. But that's you've used up channel points. Very good. Oh, yeah, I didn't say this before the game, but you can use channel points. They are active, but obviously because we got 2 commentators in here as well who cannot. I can see when something's going to be redeemed, and I can shut up. But poor Mr. Green didn't know that was coming. So poor Mr. Green had a lot of insight to say, and then got rickrolled. So yeah, keep the channel point users to a minimum until after the game. But no worries.
I was actually just watching, Scott, or your stream that you did immediately after you returned that you just uploaded on your channel. And it was so funny to see the chat just like go crazy with all the different reward emotes and everything. It was just like,
yeah.
Wow, this is insane. You can hardly even focus on the game.
No. Everyone's been very well behaved so far. I'm sure when the game is finished, they'll all go nuts. It's just memes, Philly. You like memes. Maybe as Dracula here, you just land and not wolf form. Hope the hunters kind of move around trying to find you, and then you wolf form past them. Maybe that's the way.
Maybe.
Because otherwise, if you wolf form now, your life's gonna be so miserable. I mean, it's kind of miserable anyway for Dracula. Poor Dracula. But at least he's still alive. Yep. There's a chance. Ah, you go to
There's a chance.
You can go to Florence because you're not going to get CG nuked.
Yep, CG's been played.
Sur's coming into Bari. Probably, but he's going to have to go slowly because there's no excellent weathers anymore. The excellent weather move is actually really nice. So it does explain why both of them went there. Again, I think there's like that thing where hunters, if they move in a way like that, you kind of maybe need to anticipate an excellent weather. So maybe, yeah, Dracula should have anticipated that and maybe gone to like somewhere like Belgrade. But then CG could have come out and that would have caused loads of issues anyway. It was a tough spot regardless.
Yeah. And we still haven't seen any renewed vigors, so...
No, we haven't. Because the prom's been disabled, we don't know if he has any, but... There's a chance that RToWin has them, but then again, maybe he only drew a consecrated ground and that's it. Maybe that's his big power play. And he's just having to just hope that he can catch a 1 health drag.
Which, I mean, he probably can, but still. You never know.
Fogger Hunter and Escapist Bat? Yeah. Oh no, Aggie. Stupid Aggie.
Yeah, can't even heal up to make it possible. It would be interesting, you know, like you were saying earlier, Scott Sword, to consider making it so that Aggie deals 1 damage instead of 2. Make there be a penalty to that level of healing, but not necessarily completely shut it down.
It seems like he has assumed he won't be going to Black Sea.
Gadaming
is maybe why he did.
Gadaming is covering a little bit.
It's a really safe assumption. Every time we get into a situation like this where it's like maybe they've gone Black Sea, I don't think I've ever seen anyone actually go Black Sea. And occasionally,
no one ever goes to Black Sea. That is why he goes there this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Consecrated Ground's being used, so you're not going to get CG'd off it or anything.
Yeah. But I have seen hunters be cautious of it, I think because they know there is always that possibility. They can't completely ignore it.
I don't think you should wolf form this time, just to make Kagloria a choice as well.
Yeah,
Oh, that's a good point.
or just wolf onto Cagliari.
Yeah, you could do that too.
Well, yeah. If you're on Kagloria, you want your wolf form after.
Oh, do you?
Wow.
Scott Sword went Black Sea. When did I go Black Sea? I don't remember going Black Sea. I probably did, but I don't remember when I went Black Sea. You have to remind me. I've got a bad memory. Yeah, I mean, Drax is in such a bad spot here that he has to do something to try and mix it up a bit, or like, you've already taken the risk of going to Salonica and it failed, so you just gotta try. You won't win here by playing safe anymore. You're gonna have to just try and be a bit crafty and hope that it works.
And Salonica is an advantage for going to Black Sea.
Yeah,
because now the
that's
fog
true.
is going to be useful.
Yeah, the fog
That's
would
true.
sure could. It's such a shame that Baltica doesn't stretch further west, because you could like put a fog in like Klausenburg or Belgrade, and then you could go to the castle, and you're going to be, that fog will prevent sort of the entrance there, but it's not going to work out. But a fog in Bucharest would be okay. It'd stop Steward and Godalming maybe doing some stuff.
There is a land with no wolf form, so maybe it is. Maybe this is the time. Maybe live in this game, in this finale,
It's the time when we'll see it.
get to see my first Black Sea move.
Right. But they could have renewed vigor here, and Godalming checks both Black Sea ports.
Yeah, it's possible.
That's what your second fog is for.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly. Watch him have forewarned now. He has got 3 events, so he's fairly well equipped. The important thing is, like, Mina doesn't have a horse, so she can't get east very easily. Unless there's like a sense of emergency and chartered carriage and stuff, and then she can get there. Yeah, it's just a shame that Salonica's not a vamp, because then suddenly it's like, well, that matures, and then suddenly, if you combine that with 4th weak points, and suddenly you're up to 8 influence. Yeah, I think the rumor token on Valona was misguided, in my opinion. But then again, if you rumor Salonica, then you're maybe showing that it's not going to be a fog. But
Yeah.
So if you're hunters here and you're presumably again thinking about whether to play a renewed vigor, what do you do?
I just say you play renewed vigor.
Okay,
I can't see.
there it is.
But still being Cagliari though.
Right, but you can rule out stuff, and then you know, well, he's going to Cagliari. I know his direction thereafter.
Oh,
Yeah, he's checking Black Sea. It makes a lot of sense.
no, the dream lives on.
No! No Black Sea.
No Black Sea this time. I've never seen it.
Venice is very risky because Mina has planned ambush unless it got traded. I mean, see, if that permanent token wasn't in Valona, you could do something really sneaky where you go into like Naples and then you try and get across Adriatic, but then you're blocked behind the CG token, so... The problem is, Seward has forewarned, so you can't fog him.
Yep.
You can fog in Genoa though.
Could be.
Kinda good fog spot.
That one's actually not too bad, because you could wolf him out of Genoa further west, and then Van Helsing still is in full health, and you might be able to catch him off guard here. Heroic Leap got used earlier, so we know that's not a thing. I like how you say Heroic
Kill the
Leaps,
vampire.
as if there was going to be multiple. Yeah, but yeah, it did kill Vamp. I mean, even still, like, from the way that this format works, like, even if Pizzawizard knows I'm not going to win this game, but if I can just play a little bit more defensive, and that will give me maybe 1 or 2 moves in the 4th week, and I'm suddenly up to 7 points, that could be enough to get you the roll you want in the tiebreak.
It could.
So maybe that's another way to think about it. sacrifice the win, but if you are more confident that you're going to win your their next matchup as hunters like more convincingly, then you might be able to get the role you want in the tiebreak. But it's going to be a tough ask.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, if Mina's got a movement event, then this is just so good. Oh. Oh, trading the forewarned, maybe.
Yeah, he's got to be trading the forewarned.
Oh. 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 Yep. There's the
And
blood
that made
transfusion.
was a
Oh.
blood transfusion.
That's a very bold assumption. Oh, she has horses. Wait, what? It wasn't Genoa! Oh my goodness!
Oh, incredible!
Wait, does
He
it?
threw down that fog so fast too. I saw the fog before I saw Dracula get revealed.
Yeah.
Oh man!
I thought Van Helsing would go in there after he traded the fog.
I thought
no,
so too. Incredible.
that's what I thought too. I didn't expect her to have horses. I mean, then Van Helsing doesn't have horses then. Oh man, but this is so good if Van Helsing doesn't have horses. Oh. Yeah. Oh, do you just wolf form instantly here and then start going toward? Oh, but you need to try and get a feed in at some point. Because you can't just go to Marseille. Yeah, maybe you have to wolf form now.
He rolled from to Rome and hope that Sword get rolled good on his ticket.
Ah.
Ooh, that would be very sneaky.
Yeah, the fogs are gone. So that's pretty key info. Yeah, one's on the trail, of course. Ah, there's a chance here, eh? Because maybe they don't have the second renewed vigor. Yeah, I'm really surprised that Van Helsing didn't check Genoa. I'm really surprised. Really, really surprised. Because there's just too much risk. If you can't get into Genoa and you suddenly discover it's not Cagliari, Van Helsing's committed over there. He's at least only committed halfway, but still. Oh, you're feeding.
Okay, he is feeding.
I don't know about that. I mean, taking advantage of the fog makes sense.
I need to feed at some point, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you do before 4th week, I guess.
Godalming now is in chartered carriage distance.
Yeah. But Dracula could wolf form here. Maybe you can see if Seward moves up into Florence, and maybe Dracula does go into Rome. Would you fight? I don't know, because I think Mina has a planned ambush, unless that's suddenly been traded around and we didn't notice. It's just too risky.
He can't fight anyway. He's still on life.
Right, and you got Aggie as well. If Aggie
And,
wasn't
yeah,
there,
Sister Agatha's in play.
I
Yeah.
think you would do it to try and get the escapers back, and then wolf form, and then that could be game ending then. But no, it's too risky. Just play safe. But then again, maybe that's been maybe then you do need to take the risk to fight. But
He's at a really bad spot, so it's hard to tell if he should risk it or not. Like, without Aggie, with Aggie, I think it's just.
It's just a no. There's no chance.
Yeah, stay out of the fight. Oh, he's covering Rome.
Yeah, which blocks the wolf form, blocks the sneaky move,
Yep.
but then it means that Seward is not as far west as he could have been. So, it makes renewed vigor less potent and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, Dragon's gonna have to wolf form here.
Yep.
But where's he wolf forming to? he's got to try and make sure that Van Helsing doesn't jump on him tomorrow, because then if he does, then Mina could also jump on him tomorrow.
Wolf form Flores. Yeah, that's the new sneaky move.
Yeah. It's even better than Rome now because it's even more Italy to be in.
But true, yeah. And then that's when Sued rolls the slow horse. And he's just like,
yeah.
Really, game?
Yeah, all that work you did to disrupt the horse economy would then come back to bite you.
Yeah. Yeah, going east is really tough because you've got this permanent CG token here. If this was empty, oh man, then you can just do a lot of stuff, potentially going across Adriatic Sea or whatever. This is just a huge hindrance.
Mm-hmm.
If Dracula has to go to sea again, then obviously health is going to be a problem. So... Oh wait, what? Oh, there is combat!
Oh, wow.
Have I just realised? Oh my... Oh, there isn't planned ambush! Wait, what? Did it get traded? It must have done.
It's just Sister Agatha. I mean, if you're gonna take a risk, you might as well go for it, I suppose. I mean, as much as I was saying earlier, don't take the fight.
Maybe you
with
do.
Sister Agatha, but...
Yeah. Right, he has 5 life. I thought it's only 4. Yeah, 5.
I mean, Philly's got the right point. I mean, I think the fact there's no planned ambush now, if you can escape as bat and you survive it, and you need to have just enough health to be able to wolf form afterwards, maybe, then that could be then the thing that swings it in Pizzawizard's favor. If he can just get enough uncertainty of where he's gone, the hunters maybe don't have renewed vigor, they're going to be floundering trying to find him.
Problem is if Mina doesn't have a horse, then she has 3 combat items, and that's kind of bad.
Right, but she has a horse because we saw the renewed vigor that she did a double move.
Yeah, right. She had a horse. Right.
So maybe Van Helsing has the planned ambush because he was planning to go over to Cagliari with it, but there must have been some trades that we didn't see at some point.
Yeah, probably.
She has horse and knife plus something else. Not Heavenly Host because it got used up. So we don't know what her last item is, which is, obviously from a Dracula perspective, rather concerning. You could be just banging into a crucifix or something. Can we guess? Oh, there's only 1 crucifix in the pile, discard pile. Could be a pistol as well, something like that. Ooh, okay, 1 damage onto Mina from Mina onto Dracula is pretty significant in terms of, you know, potential escape as bat stuff.
Yeah, and there's no healing, right? So
yeah,
there's no way his health is now going to be ever get any higher than 4 in this combat. So. Oh, she knows exactly what she's gonna play.
Yeah,
look at that.
That's just strength into. Ooh!
Wow.
And if I'm not mistaken, she's gonna have to reveal. Oh, she picked that so fast. Oh, there's still a knife revealed.
Oh.
Right, so it broke the other knife. The game broke it. He didn't have a choice, I assume.
Yeah, well, I guess I don't know.
Because it's mid-combat, maybe.
I think in the combat. No, I think in the combat screen it doesn't tell you which knife is revealed. I think it does for trades, but not combat. So maybe RToWin played that card going, oh, well, that's the knife that's been revealed. But if you look, you suddenly realize, oh no, there's double knife. Yeah, so if it's the unrevealed one, but the problem is now RToWin knows it. No, it's a knife, right? It's a knife!
Oh, there it is!
Oh, so Pizzawizard didn't see that. Oh, that's crucial. Maybe
that's gigantic.
Maybe a nothing better.
Yeah, no more escaping. Yeah.
No escape is bat. No wolf form now. Oh man, that's just gnarly. Oh dear. Oh, that little bit of crucial info that Pizzawizard needed.
Yeah, he didn't have chat to check the item for him.
Oh.
Expect her to be showing horse, so...
Right. Yeah, that is just such a small thing, and in the heat of the moment, you're probably not checking that.
Yeah. Yeah. Quite frankly, I'm not surprised that Pizzawizard would overlook that.
Yeah, this is over because
I'm in danger.
he can't block enough stuff, I think.
Right.
He has the 2 mesmerize and the strength, so he might be able to guess right, but I mean this is just great strength. Oh, actually no, if he strengths now and Mina sticks around and then a claws triggers, it would kill Mina. Oh, how did we get another break already? God's sake. Sorry, I'm looking at my ad breaks. I think most people are subscribed at this point, especially after the gifted subs. But yeah, this is just rough now because he can't wolf form. Yeah, that was just maybe he didn't have anything better than fangs.
Yeah, maybe. You never do know what hand the vampires get dealt, including Dracula.
No. Claws makes sense. Oh, she's escaping. Interesting. Not going for the kill now.
Very interesting.
Oh, that's really interesting.
Well, he have lost his wolf form, so it's a really bad spot.
Yeah. Yeah, if he's on 2 health, at least he could wolf form here. But the fact he can't wolf form is just huge.
Yep.
Someone saw to that adds a non. Yes, that's true. I mean, it is a. I mean, you're saying massive error, but I don't know how many people would legitimately check that sort of information. Especially if you know that the knife was already real, you just go, ah. That's the knife that was revealed. A world champion would know. Oh, that's true. So, I don't know. I mean, the only way here is if you just somehow catch Mina alone, but this is just, yeah.
Yeah, he has too few options, even without the new Dwigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just makes it to the final week.
Yeah. So it gets the boost in IDS. So it's currently, if it ends now, this will be a 12 IDS victory for RToWin. If then every move after now it reduces that by 3. Accept the loss and take Mina down with you. That's gonna be very tough. Oh, you could have hidden in Genoa. I mean, that wouldn't have been terrible. If you kill Mina and then Sud might not get there, Gadalmi might not get there, so it's only Van Helsing. You never know. I've seen stranger things happen. Yeah, Gyro's made a very good. Yeah, Gyro's made a very good point in terms of how the digital implementation. So actually, that means the digital implementation is helping Dracula.
Yep.
Is my mic working? Yeah, it is. So yeah, the digital implementation is in Dracula's favor.
At this point of the game.
Yes.
For the slide rule.
Oh no! That too. Well, no, but that's board game rules. The way the slide trail works. The way it used to work was against Dracula, but in some situations it was in Dracula's favor, but very rarely. Fangs. Oh, good dodge again. Slow horse and it wins him the game. Oh, did he actually slow horse it? I didn't realize. I thought
he did, yeah.
Oh, he did. Oh no.
Yeah, it was a yellow one. We don't know what he would have done if he had the full movement at his disposal.
Oh, classic. Oh, he's not getting a point.
Ooh, it's the garlic.
Oh, that was the final item that we didn't know about in the Valona thing. Oh my goodness.
Amazing.
Oh. I mean, even if he's going down the Boo of Italy, right, he's still trapped. As long as they get someone down there quickly enough to get him before. Time runs out. Yeah, those fangs were just so key there.
Mm-hmm.
Can we sneak
Yep,
Pizzawizard? Can I use the Nomad codes to sneak Pizzawizard a devilish power so he can get rid of Aggie? Oh no, he can't do it before the combat. Damn. Oh wait, he had Heavenly Host. Wait, did he not have a rifle? I'm so confused. Oh, that's... Oh yeah, both fangs were used up, I think. What were they? Yes, both
Yeah,
fangs
both
were
of the
used up.
fangs had been used, so it was safe.
I thought he had a rifle. Okay, maybe not. So I know how to... I can check Mina's revealed items, but I can't keep track of what items should have. Whoops.
I can barely keep track of anything, so you're doing better than me.
No, it doesn't a Terminator because Heavenly Host is not a weapon. Yeah, maybe
Would you
just
even
maybe
move
just
into
hiding
this
in
fight,
Genome.
though?
Maybe just going to... Sorry?
Oh, sorry. I was just reading a comment in the chat about trying to kill Mina, and I was thinking, would you even move Mina into the fight?
Oh no, but imagine if...
No, you are not moving her in.
No, you don't
Yeah.
move Mina in. No, absolutely not. But now that the vampire's dead, maybe you just do it for the lols. No, you're not. But hiding in Genome
No, you're
would be
right. He
kind of
killed the
interesting.
vampire. Right? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's still a risk to move her in.
No, that's impossible. I say cancel punch. Oh, if you got enraged, then yes. Oh. But Sud has knife garlic.
You can try to go for a mesmerized bite, because Seward's been bitten.
That's gonna be so tough when you got garlic and knife in hand.
I understand. I think this game's over.
But he has planned ambush. There's no card you can play, right?
No. Well, you can play strength, but at least then...
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay,
Sud
strength
can't
gives you 1 turn.
Yeah, Sud can't do damage back to him. Which really explains why he played the Heavenly Host on the Vamp, because you could just kill him instantly here, but... Oh well. Yeah, Mina's double knife there was just... Oh! Oh!
Well, that was still quite a game.
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, I know who I'm rooting for in the second game, though.
Oh, of course. We want a tiebreaker, obviously.
Absolutely.
Well, the majority of you in the chat have said that it's going to be a tiebreaker. Have there been any more votes since? And there's still 5 of you who think Pizzawizard will win. Because when I wrote it, I said, what will be the result? Not who do you want to win. That's not the same thing. So, there are 5 of you who voted for Pizzawizard.
I still bet on Pizzawizard because I assumed I knew too little about RToWin. Maybe I'm wrong.
Gyro still thinks Pizzawizard wins 2-0. He's a time traveler. He goes back in time. He corrects the mistakes in this game. He doesn't fang Mina, and then it's 2-0.
It looks like Pizzawizard's filling out the form immediately. Well, what a final.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Sure.
Very worthy of a final. There's a lot of stuff going on there. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
incredibly tense. Lots of sort of unexpected maneuvers. But obviously, RToWin knows what he's doing.
Oh,
hello.
Speaking of which, there is RToWin, the victor of this game, at least. Congratulations for the win. 1-0 up. How was that?
Sorry, hold on.
Oh, Pizzawizard's here too.
Yeah, hi. Did you say something?
Hello. Can you hear us?
Yeah, good.
Hello?
Okay. I'm only hearing you once now. Good.
Hi.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I was nervous in Milan, Genoa, Venice like a while ago that I was spending too much time dealing with the vampires, and I should have just like let was it the first Reckless, like the first non-rumored vampire, just let it mature
Hmm.
and not deal with the yeah. I regretted that at one point, but then depriving 3 points is also good. So
Yeah, in the end, with
You
the
were pretty efficient about it. I mean, I agree that I think it was maybe it's a very close decision. I think as a Dracula, I was happy to see you doing it, but I think that you were able to do it fast enough and efficiently enough. Like you didn't make any mistakes doing it. And I think that that overall panned out. By the way, congratulations. You know, I'm now a trophy on your belt. I know I was already there, but good job. Well played on you.
yeah, you played well too. To be honest, I didn't actually. I thought your start wasn't very strong. I was completely mean to say, but like Cadiz, Madrid, Saragossa, Toulouse, Wolfram to Paris. As soon as I learned Cadiz, Paris, I know the entire trail because you can't go through Santander.
I didn't wolf form to Paris. I wolf form to Clem. Oh, and I wolf
Sorry,
form to
sorry,
Clermont.
sorry,
Yes. Yeah, I get it.
yeah.
Could it be Santander and the coast, the city on
Nantes.
end?
Nantes, I believe.
Yeah.
No, it couldn't be Nantes because there's no rail line, there's no road from Saragossa to Bordeaux, so you can't wolf form to.
Yes, there are. No, not from Saragossa.
But from Santander, if
Santander.
you go Madrid, Santander, and then Wolfram to Nantes, and then you go into Paris that way. Because we didn't know what the city would be after Madrid. It's a 50-50 between Santander and Saragossa.
I think Saragossa is more likely. I was sitting back being like, there's
Yeah.
no way he's going to guess Santander. Like, I wish I went Santander because I think that it would actually mature River was there. But no, I agree with you. I think the strong wasn't particularly start. I wasn't very enthused with my opening hand.
Yeah, happens a lot. Yeah, that makes sense.
But I thought maybe if I left the last space unmisdirected, you would think I was trying to like circle because I feel like I do that a lot against your start. Is I just essentially sit in Spain and make you come to me, and I was hoping that maybe you would think that again, but that did not work. Didn't happen. Unfortunately, you
Yeah.
sat and supplied, and then of course the day I move away from Munich, you leave Munich too. I've been waiting so long to get into Munich, and you sat there. And then of course I go to Genoa, and you're like, you know what? Now is the day. Now is the time. Everybody leaves Munich. I'm like, shit. Should have hit in Venice. It's okay.
Yeah, I was still unsure if you'd like until I actually moved off Munich. I wasn't sure if you'd gone down Italy or up like West France. Like my guess was down Italy, but I didn't know that you hadn't gone Genoa, Zurich, Strasbourg, Brussels,
Amsterdam.
and then possibly Amsterdam.
I was looking at it. I was like, if I go to sea today, it could be Amsterdam. It could be, but I was like, he'll just check. You'll check what was it? He'll check Strasbourg. And I was like, as soon as he checks Strasbourg, he knows everything. So I was like, even if it's like some down your mind, it's you check one city, you're fine. And I didn't want to misdirect because I had vampires all over the place. I thought it was too valuable to misdirect.
Yeah.
I've got a question. So backing up a little bit, from Pizzawizard's perspective, did you expect Van Helsing just to walk into Paris like that?
No, absolutely not. I've recorded my perspective. I'm glad you guys are here. I'm a little bit under the weather, so I was coughing quite a bit during the game. But you will hear me, my shriek of disbelief when he walks onto me, and I try to figure out whether it's good for me or bad for me. I think it's bad. I think it was bad. There were chances with that fight, but not once you pulled out Holy Circle, which, by the way, shocking to me that we saw two of them in this game, and a Garlic, all of which were actually having a real impact. That made me. I was chuckling a little bit about that. That was funny. But no, I did not expect it at all. Caught flat-footed.
So when Van Helsing left London, he knew he was going to Paris no matter what, because he had two white ones, and the Holy Circle.
Right.
So his plan was to move to Paris, and then he was expecting to get to Paris first if Dracula didn't wolf form. If Dracula didn't wolf form, he would necessarily win the race to Paris. But when the wolf form happened, it was like, okay, that's fine. I still have a Holy Circle. And the horses were being. I got a bit lucky in a way. There was 13 cards. Was it 13 cards left in the supply deck? I think. At the start of the fight, and there were still 2 horses. So I played Lucky
Ooh,
Find.
that was a risky
That's
business
really
then.
bold.
Indeed,
Yeah.
indeed. But I feared that Seward couldn't actually solo the bottom of the trail, and so Van Helsing might actually need to go and help him. But that's not happening if he's got no horse, no white ones, and I want the young guys. What's the odds of drawing both horses and 5 cards out of 13?
Out of 13, hold on. Let me.
I mean, because it's interesting in commentary. We thought it was the opposite. We thought that you'd use the Lucky Find to pick up Holy Circle, and it's because you had something like a horse that you wanted to protect, and you had. Oh, I'm not going to play Lucky Find and potentially throw away horses. But obviously, if it worked out the opposite, which we find kind of funny. I mean, if I was playing as Dracula there, I'd be really worried about Van Helsing walking into Paris, so I would have played some sort of ambushing encounter. But at the same time, if you had 2 white ones, makes sense. But there's also the possibility of you going down to Bordeaux because you had to try and deal with the trail. But obviously, then we didn't expect the excellent weather from Seward and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
So then-
yeah. What do you? Seward's excellent weather to move from Marseille to Cadiz in
You
2
give me
turns.
credit. You give me too much credit. I was like, he's thinking I have some elaborate trap in Spain that's going to stop Seward from getting there, and he's using excellent weather, which is really smart because that's like I could have done that, but I was just like bad encounters in Spain. I just didn't want to get out of here.
Yeah. If Saragos is a bat, then I can't stop the rumored vampire, and he gets value out of Madrid.
I was sitting there like he's giving me so much credit. I even said it, I was like he's giving me so much credit right now, and I'm a guy with my wolves and bodyguard who are doing nothing in Spain. No.
How much were you cursing the use of the excellent weather when you then saw the Wolves in Madrid in hindsight?
No, I didn't care. It's an excellent weather. I had far too many events anyway at that point in time. Like just
He was sitting there. I kind of agree with him, honestly. I feel like if you're going to sit in supply, you might as well use good movement events to reposition, because otherwise you just end up discarding them, and it's just sad. Like, you don't get any use out of them if you sit on them forever.
yeah, like I had like something like 10 sticky events across my hands. You can only hold 12. And I want to sit still in supply because he's walking towards me. So I think the opportunity cost is pretty low. Then later, it did cost a little. When I spent the second excellent weather to go to Bologna, after having spent the heroic leap in Milan, then suddenly CAG looks much more viable when Dracula's on 2 HP.
I did the math on the Lucky Find. You have a roughly 12.8% chance of drawing both of the horses, or roughly like 51 of drawing one of them. So not a huge risk, but not entirely insignificant.
Yeah. And I wasn't too concerned about discarding 2 horses. Like, as we saw, Lord Godalming and Mina didn't move for the next 10 turns. They sat and supplied me if I did discard a second horse. So if I did discard one of the horses, they'd probably dig through the deck and find it again, at least if they needed to.
Which I feel is like the strength of the Oktoberfest setup, where ordinarily, if you've only got Godalming and one other hunter, you might, if you get lucky, you can maybe move the items around, but there's always going to be a point where you're just like, Godalming's going to have to move because he's got too much good stuff. But in this sense, you can give all the good stuff to 2 hunters, and it's like, Godalming can just sit there and supply the whole time. He's going to rinse through this deck really quickly. So even like we saw a Heavenly Host get used, and we're like, yeah, but it's Godalming. No, it's the stakes. It was the stakes. So all the 4 stakes got discarded really quickly. And we're like, yeah, but the deck's about to reset, and Godalming's just going to sit there and do Godalming things. You're going to get the stakes back eventually.
Exactly. I mean, not quick enough to deal with either of the 3 vampires that was at 3 in central Italy. But,
yes,
it's fine. Yeah. So I did feel that, when like I stumbled across the second of those vampires, I was like, yeah, okay, Pizzawizard has been very sensible and is punishing me for my.
Yeah, so I saw those stakes. I was like, the deforestation has already happened. I need to quickly put all the vampires down before we can find more forest.
Yeah, and I could have dropped a knife to like keep 1 stake, which maybe I should have done.
It's hard to discard a knife. I very rarely knives they're so good. So good.
Yeah.
Maybe there are times where you're supposed to keep a takeover, but I think they're few and far between.
As we
Yeah.
saw at the end, right? Mina's double knife. So there's a little bit.
Oh, I'm so mad about that. I'm so mad.
So
Did you have strength or?
Question.
No, I
Pizza.
didn't. I didn't have the cards to play around it, but she was showing that she had a second knife on the map. And I didn't see it until after I made my move. I did not have a strength or mesmerize. I couldn't have played around it, but the fact that I didn't even notice it until after I'd already picked my card made me so mad. I was like, I lose there, even if I see it. But the fact that I didn't, and I had a path to like at least making the correct decision, even if I would have necessarily played those things round 3, it's not a certainty, but because you might have been saving them for round 4 when I can escape, or you might have. Wait, no, actually, it would have been. I could have escaped round 3, right? That's the way it worked out.
No,
it was not.
4.
No, round 4. Round 4. You might have like either escaped or dodged round 3 to save the weapon for round 4. So there's not a guarantee I play it, but it annoyed me to no end that I would have butterfingersed it if I even had the correct cards, because I didn't see. I was still on the Godalming has a knife, even though I have a piece of paper where I crossed it out on the second spy and wrote garlic instead. I wrote it down, and then in the comment, I completely forgot, and I was like, oh, she can't have a second knife because Godalming has the other knife, right? No. So dumb.
Well, if you watch this back, you'll realize, especially. Well, I'll say it for me. I won't throw Mr. Green and a Rook under the bus, but I'll say that I was losing track of items. But I'm glad you said you checked, because as soon as that happened, I went to Mina's thing. I was like, the revealed knife is still there, which is obviously weird, as Gyro's pointed out in chat. The way the physical board game works, that shouldn't matter because all the cards get put up into your hand. But because of the way the digital edition works, you can't see which knife you're playing, which might be actually something we have to fix at some point. But it was the unrevealed knife that was broken. And as soon as we saw the fags, we're like, no, there's a knife. No, don't play the fags. But obviously, you had no other option. So if you were sitting there with mesmerized and strength, you'd be kicking yourself if that was the case. But if you didn't have it, there's nothing you could do about it. That's, you know.
I mean, I could have clawed. I had the claw and the fang, so I could have clawed and made him use great strength, and then maybe there's some world where I maybe kill Mina the next round. I feel like it's unlikely, but because he probably plays differently if Mina isn't at the rage tree with great strength. I mean, I think that I'm probably cooked after I make that fatal mistake, but I could have played it better. Even with the like, if I'd seen it before I made my pick, but I didn't. Very sad.
Something that came up in chat was not saying that it would have changed the overall result of the game, but it might influence IDS and stuff depending on what happens in game 2. A hide in Genoa to try and kill Mina during the day fight, and then also then if Seward rolled slow, which he did, and maybe there's no, I don't know if there's a charted carriage on Godalming, you might have been able to play around Van Helsing. I'm not sure. Is that something that was an option?
The Mina had an escape route.
Of course she did.
Okay.
So the hide in Genoa would have achieved nothing, and then Van Helsing would have killed her. Yeah, Van Helsing would have come in and killed Dracula.
Thank you.
So that was fine.
You're making me feel better for my decisions. Thank you. I like that.
I realized I was so annoyed after Mina escaped when she in like round 5. She should have punched. I didn't realize that I was giving up IDS by allowing you to get to week 4. I could have punched him and dodged. And
why do you care about RTS? You're gonna win the next game, and then it won't matter, right? Right?
Well, I'm gonna try, but I see what you're saying. I'd rather have deprived 2 IDS by preventing week 4.
In terms of like the hunter side, how much did you have left in the tank in terms of, you know, did you have second renewed vigor? Did you have lots of movement to potentially find him? If there was an escape as bat, or if Mina somehow got killed and there was a wolf form or something, were you in a position where
Mina
you
couldn't die
because she had...
Mina couldn't die because she had great strength. I mean, she could, I guess, but like it's pretty hard for Mina to die with great strength and full HP.
You didn't have the second renewed vigor. You didn't have it.
Nope. I had
no.
I had basically nothing.
Dang it! Why did I fight Mina? I could have just wolf formed. I was thinking so hard. I was like, if I just wolf form next turn, it's out of Genoa. It's not very good. But if he is excellent, or not excellent, if he has second renewed vigor, he probably just gets me. Is it better to try to fight Mina to get an escape or something? And I was like, I think that risk is better because I think he probably has the second renewed vigor. That's why I played the first one. You didn't have it. Dang it! Dang it! It's okay. It's fine.
Aggie being in play just obviously really stops a
Yes.
lot of what you can do as well in that situation, because as soon as you get down to 2 health or less, you can't escape and you can't heal off things. It makes it even more awkward in that respect.
But like a lot of my play is structured around the fact. Well, this game was structured around the fact that I did have Aggie, right? Like Seward's not excellent weathering from Venice to Bologna without Aggie when no one else can back him up.
Oh, so you thought I was in Bologna? You thought I was in Bologna when you
No,
did
I
that?
don't think you're in Bologna, but there's a risk you're in Bologna, right?
Right. It's a possibility. Yeah, I get it. You're willing to take that
Um,
risk because you have Dracula.
Yeah, with Aggie in play, I can feed my hunters one at a time to Dracula, and I have great strength. They probably don't die, and every point of damage they get sticks, right? As opposed to you lose 2 points of damage every time you run away from a fight and escape into Fangs.
Did feel like you were running with a bunch of lone wolves. Nobody ever got a 2v1. They were all just coming at me one at a time. Didn't want to share the glory.
All of my fights were 2v1. I had Aggie.
True. What am I saying?
Obviously, then I know Great Strength got revealed to us like really early on because of the spy in Geneva, I think it was. But still, like you have that in your even though that Dracula knows that you have it, that's just still a nice safety blanket because you don't have to worry about. It's not a card that's conditional on this hunter must have it. It's just it can get played whenever you need it to be played, and that just gives you a nice, just wraps everything up in bubble wrap a bit more, and you can take these like more aggressive situations, and you've got backup, which is very good.
Yeah, I really regretted my decision to not discard the knife to the spy, because I had 7/8 horse economy, and I therefore went down to like 5/8 horse economy, and that was like kind of rough, and it never really came back. Like, it came back like 6/8, but it took a while. I could have just dropped a knife and just told Lord Godalming to supply another weapon or stake. Either is great, but there's like 7 of them in the deck. Like, just hop to it, man. You draw 2 a turn. So yeah, I think that was dumb. That was a mistake.
Because that's what I was thinking.
It's okay. You won, so it all worked out, right? Nothing. It was
Sure.
all planned. All planned.
I thought that might come back to bite you with the horse economy being a little bit weaker. If Dracula had stayed east longer, that restricted movement might have caused some issues, but in the end it didn't turn out that way because you're forced to leave sooner because of the CG and all that sort of stuff.
Did not expect extra weather from. I mean, I expected a little bit. I put a vampire there and not a fog because I thought there was some chance. I wanted some kind of encounter I could fight him with, but that it was so annoying because I just needed one more day. I needed to stay in Valona one more day or be able to hide in the spot that I moved to, and then it would have been so good. But I just felt like I could not. I did not want to hide or feed on top of Seward. I guess it would have been feeding on top of Seward, realistically. I did not want to do it. I was like, Van Helsing, Godalming will get on me. Mina might be able to get on me depending on what she has. I think she was in Munich at the time, right? Or she was like in Milan, maybe? She was
in Munich, I think.
Oh, so she gets in easily if she rolls horse as well, or if she has sense of emergency. I was like, if I feed on Seward, it feels really bad. I didn't want to do it.
So if I'd had renewed vigor at that point in time, Mina would be able to get in if she rolled fast, but I didn't.
You didn't have renewed vigor all the way up until that? Wow.
No. So, I mean, you still probably die because Lord Godalming gets there with Lucy's Revenge. So.
Okay, good. This is a better outcome. I didn't. Lucy's Revenge didn't get played against me. Better outcome. This was the right call.
You'd be so triggered if you'd lost to that.
Darn, he already somehow managed to use holy bullets, 2 holy circles, a garlic. Lucy's Revenge would have been next on his list of things to kill me with. No, very good. I'm so happy that I did not just get curb stomped in week 1. I was like, there is some chance that I'm just gonna die immediately, and I really didn't want that to happen, and it didn't happen. And I had chances, and that's a good game. That's a satisfying game, even if I didn't win, because RToWin was the better player in the end. Very satisfying to look back on. So I'm pretty. I mean, I'm not happy, but I am content. Content is maybe the right word.
IDS is 3, right?
Yes, my IDS is very okay. I'm getting less content. Hold on, let me.
It'd be
3 IDS. Yes.
Yeah, so
3.
12. Yeah, 12 in RToWin's favor. Yeah.
So if I somehow win the next game, I'm probably just gonna have to play Dracula again, unless you want to pick Dracula, because my Dracula win percentage is slightly higher than my 100 win percentage, right? Based on the stats. Maybe you'll
No,
take
you just
Dracula
lost to
for-
Dracula.
Before
So
this,
you're
Oh,
slightly
that did.
this
lower.
year,
That changed
50-50
things.
actually. Yeah, before this.
50-50?
It was
Oh,
50-50. It was equal,
Yeah.
but now you just lost to Dracula.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Man.
suspect I won't be picking Hunters. Sorry, I won't be picking Dracula.
Oh,
I will be
it's
picking
no,
Hunters.
no,
Oh,
okay, yeah.
we'll have to
Makes
see.
sense. Makes sense.
Well,
Well,
you
maybe
just
we
have
won't
to
even get
kill
there.
Dracula
If
on
have a choice,
zero.
obviously.
Say that again, Mr. Green?
Just
Sorry,
kill,
again?
just kill Dracula on zero influence, and then you're fine.
Yeah, just kill him immediately. Just
Yeah,
kill him in week one.
That's it. That's what you have to
Kill him
do.
week 1.
Very simple task.
Um,
Well, no, you can afford to give up 2 IDS. So if it's 0 points 4th week, then you're still fine.
Well,
Well, it's
it's
fine.
You can give up 4 IDS and then play Vampire Lair on the turn. but you can't.
Exactly. Thank you. This
Ah, there we
man,
go.
he understands. He understands. Okay, good.
Alright.
I didn't even think about Vampire Lair that game. I guess I didn't get far enough. I didn't get far enough to start thinking about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, I think like the wolf form from Genoa.
Is the better
Like,
play.
yes,
Yes, I assumed you had renewed vigor, and I shouldn't have. I
Yeah.
should have just gone for it.
Yeah, but I think it still loses like quite heavily. But you
It's
get more
not great.
IDS.
It's not great. There's a reason that I went for the fight, because I thought that some slim chance of getting to escape his bat was better than the wolf form to, like, I think there was, how many options were there? There's like, I think 7 options, something like that. There wasn't that many. The general wolf form is not great. There's a reason I took the fight, even though it didn't work out. And I think if I can go back now knowing that he doesn't have renewed vigor, or sorry, if I could go back knowing that he doesn't have renewed vigor, I probably would do it. I agree with you that I think it's a poor situation to be in. I very much
Yeah.
wish I had not used a fog on Salonica. I was really hoping you didn't have CG, but I figured that even if you did, me going to C there is so much worse than me going to Salonica. So I was like, if he has CG, I should still go to Salonica. It's still the right call. It's better than fighting Seward here. It's better than going to the Adriatic.
Right. At least if you got a vampire on
Uh.
Salonica, because it's like the rumor token got wiped away as well. But then if you put a rumor on Salonica instantly, then that's a signal that it's not fog, unless it's a bluff. So I think yeah, it was just like you're put into a really tough spot because of the health situation after CG. So we were saying in commentary, like you're just gonna have to take risks here to try and do something, and you never know. Like we've seen games before where Dracula looks like in an impossible situation, but then one fight goes against the Hunters, or you get an escapist bat, or whatever, and then or slow horses start becoming a factor, then suddenly the Hunters are really up against it. And as like you're saying, there's not you didn't have a huge amount of resources left in the tank, so you could have maybe you had to take a risk, and in the end you didn't take quite the right one, but you're in a tough spot. So there's no shame in trying to do something, more disruptive or different.
The one world, the 1 out of 10 million possibilities where I'd strength that second knife, where I draw the strength, I play it on the second knife, and I escape his bat. I think I am then in a favorable position. I'm in a pretty good position, I think, if I get to escape his bat there. But again, with me having 2 knives, and wolf form, and I would get feedback. I guess I probably wouldn't be feeding though, because I want to get points. But I think that's what I was looking at. I was like, is that how I win? Even if he has renewed vigor, I think if he has renewed vigor, I think that's the only way that I can make enough distance. Because otherwise, I think I'm too close. I get swamped.
Yeah, if you move 4 spaces from Genoa, that's pretty good. Especially
Or maybe that's a pipe dream. It's a pipe dream though. It's hard to get there.
No, wait, hold on. You'd have to feed in order to, yes, you feed first, and then you take the fight, and then you escape as bats, going down to 3 HP, and then you can wolf form down to 2 HP.
And if you do,
and then pray that you don't get found.
Yeah, if you do build up that amount of distance, I think it would have been then escape as bat, wolf form. It might have not been Monday, or I can't remember the timing now. So you might have been able to sneak a feed in.
The wolf form would be points. But the bat, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't have had time to feed. I would have wolf form. I guess you would always wolf form immediately.
No.
Distance,
you have to feed. You have to feed in the fog.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Feeding after I escape his bat to pick up the feed is what I'm saying. You wouldn't feed after the fact because you want to move.
Oh, right, no, you need points.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Good game. Rook and Mr. Green, do you have any last comments before we let these?
No, just that was a tremendous game to spectate. Well played both, and I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, it was really exciting to watch, and I'm rooting for Pizzawizard to get a fun game.
As are
more entertainment.
We did a little poll in chat, and yeah, most people think it's going to go to a tie break. So Make it happen. We want more
Oh,
Fury of Dracula,
there-
people.
Well, I would have thought I would have won the first time I played Hunters against this guy, and yet I got so embarrassed. It reminded me of the Combat Wombat Duos and Dark Calls game. That's how bad it felt. Really bad. I was like, I've just been bamboozled and outwitted at every turn, and then he killed Van Helsing a second. I felt all that, and then Van Helsing died a second time, and I was like, what am I even doing here? I'm such a clown. I'm just getting like. We'll see. I'm gonna go get dinner and
Yes. Go and
you
rest
get
up.
ready, fortify for the next game. RToWin, always a pleasure playing against you, my good man. I will see you in 2.5 hours. No, 3 hours. The
Just
2:45.
under 3 hours.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2:45. All right. Ciao. Oh, and thank you all for being here today. I really appreciate it. I know it took effort from you guys to set this together. Mr. Green, Rukamania, Scott Sword, R2Win, of course, obviously. But thank you guys for all streaming it. You're making it a real event, and I appreciate that.
You're very welcome. Very, very welcome. So yeah, you two
It's been worth it.
go and rest and get food and whatnot, and we'll see you back here for game 2 before we know it.
Yeah, makes the game Pizza Wizard.
Alrighty. Everybody in chat, thanks for watching. I think because of the time, yeah, I will not stick around. I will sign off for now. But yeah, we'll be back. The scheduled time is 8:30 UTC. So 9:30 Spanish time. So if I'm not mistaken, that's in 2 hours 45 minutes. But what we'll do is we'll start the stream up a little bit sooner, just so we can try and get those adverts done early. So then we wouldn't have any during the game, but that's what we said this time. And we had adverts during the game, so apologies to that, everybody. But yeah, thanks.
I won't be around for the second one live, but I'm definitely going to be excited to watch it. Mr. Green should be with you, though, so you can look forward to that. And I think it sounded like Fangs of Fire might be joining at some point as well, so you can be excited for that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll see what time Fangs turns up. Maybe from the beginning a little bit later, but yeah, Mr. Green and I will hold the fort until then. And yeah, thank you again, you two, for being here. Very enjoyable chat. It was a really good game. And yeah, well, we'll say goodbye to everybody on YouTube first. So everybody watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. I will see you soon for another game of Fury of Dracula. Game number 2 coming soon.